I've just been seeing a lot of threes recently. I'm Max from the Sunday Movie Marathon.
I'm Chris from the Sunday Movie Marathon.
I'm the guest from the Sunday Movie Marathon.
It is episode 116, and we are back again. How are we?
Yeah, doing good.
Yeah. I love how every week this question gets asked. We're always just like, yeah.
Just don't know if anything's changed, really. I don't know.
Nothing.
I don't remember
really.
yesterday.
No, not really.
What happened yesterday? What day was it? Sunday.
Didn't we see each other yesterday?
We did.
Yeah.
But Chris wasn't really here yesterday. He was just.
Chris fucked us all.
He was in the shell of
I was
Chris
physically
yesterday.
there, but
Mentally doing the cha-cha-cha.
In his brain and sleeping awake.
Yeah, man. I just did my vocal lessons. That's what I do on Mondays. I've been learning how to yell.
When you say yell.
I've been learning how to yell. Does that clip?
That was beautiful.
no.
Oh, I'm awesome. I'm gonna do it all like this. Then I'm just gonna yell the podcast like this. If that's all right, and it doesn't clip, then we can just do it like this. Hope Barry doesn't mind upstairs.
Barry Duncan.
Hope Duncan
Greg.
doesn't mind.
Is Greg is his name? Why do I call
Hope
him Duncan?
Duncan Greg doesn't mind upstairs. And I'm just gonna do all this yelling, just to sort of practice my yelling. Because oh shit, my laptop just closed. So that's what's going on with me. Maybe I should get a new laptop.
Maybe, yeah.
Wait,
And
what
just do a lot
happened
more yelling.
It just died.
It shut the window down, yeah. For no reason whatsoever. But it's okay. We roll with the punches here on this live format.
Yeah.
I've started drinking coffee, apparently.
Yeah,
Apparently
you
that's the thing
have.
that's happened.
But that started just yesterday.
Just yesterday, Chris asked me for a coffee. Hello, Max. Can I have a coffee? I don't usually like coffee. That's how he said it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, whatever.
Well,
So I just made, I crafted, I'm going to say it, I crafted the perfect coffee. I'm like, this cannot be anything less than the best cup of coffee I have ever made. And when you're doing it with, instant coffee, that's quite hard. Because it's, it's just coffee and milk, and then obviously put the water in, and I don't have any sugar, but whatever. I know you don't take sugar. I was like, this has to be fucking precise. This has to be on it. I have to be on the ball. I'm there with the spoon. I'm like scraping it off with like another spoon. Like, gotta get the proportions right.
Yeah.
Edging it out with a knife, just fucking slicing lines across the table. Just getting the purest shit I can. Sprinkle that in. Here's my coffee process. Sprinkle that into a mug. Milk. Top it all up with milk. And I'm like, he seems like a milky kind of boy to me. And whenever we go to Nando's or whatever, Chris will go, buttermilk me up, baby. Buttermilk chicken, please. That is a go-to Chris slice. And I'm like, more milk. I didn't put enough milk in it, so I top it up. So first, coffee, milk, swirl it around a bit. Kettle's boiled, put the hot water in it, get it up to just the right amount, so that if I need to add more milk, I can add more milk. I'm like, damn, he's a milky boy. I have to add more milk. So I add a little bit more milk, and I'm like, damn, that's fucking perfect. And what do you know? Now Chris can't get enough of the stuff.
I feel like
Funnily enough, it was actually too milky for me.
I feel like it now needs to be asked if Max puts in milk before the water if he makes a cup of tea.
No, because I'm not insane.
Okay, I thought I'd just
two
ask.
Different drinks. Why the fuck would I make them the same way?
Yeah, I think you're supposed to put it in with coffee, but tea is like heathenist doing that.
I don't know. I haven't done that with coffee, to be fair.
I think everybody has their ways.
Tea is the correct way.
You ask
coffee
anyone,
is
they're going to have a
fluid.
different way. Oh, I lick the tea bag before I put it in. Like, these people are insane. These people are animals. I'm just a guy who likes making coffee sometimes. I'm drinking one right now, baby.
Nice. But yeah, I showed up to the marathon having not slept, so I needed something.
Yeah, I woke up. It was 7 a.m. I'm like, damn, ready to start the day, bright and early, 10 a.m. marathon. Hit the gym immediately, get that in, and then we'll do the marathon. Because if not, I'm not going to do it at the end of the marathon, then go to the gym at 4 p.m. I'm not insane.
Except I did.
Yeah, I mean, different strokes for different folks. I wouldn't have been able to. Would not have been able to handle it on a Sunday afternoon. Even though nobody really goes on a Sunday to the gym, more people, less people go at the beginning of the day because they're all at church praying for the gains that they are about to have bestowed upon them
that is
when they go to the gym at 4 p.m.
Except,
I take it that's what you guys were doing.
Well,
I know what Chris was doing.
I like how we just we were all awake at the same time because two of us had actually went to sleep and
I'd got the requisite amount of sleep, which never happens for me. I went to sleep at like 11:30, woke up at 7. I'm like, damn.
Yeah,
I actually want to get up. I feel well rested. I just got on with the day. That never happens, and it's never happened since.
I mean, that was only yesterday.
Yeah, I rest my case. I rest my case. I tell you, honestly. But yeah, you were fucked, mate.
I've never seen anything like it. He was barely alive.
Have a go at me for being drunk when we were watching American Pie, which just happened last week or something?
Yeah, it was before.
We're 2 for 2 on that one, I suppose.
At least I wasn't drunk.
What are you trying to say about me?
I wasn't even hungover. I was just had no sleep, so I was tired.
To be fair, I think
can you be hungover if you just don't go to sleep and you just sober up? Yes.
I've had that before.
You've had it? Oh, yeah. Well, did that happen when you were in Brighton and you went to see the Minions movie?
Yeah.
That should
became hungover while watching the Minions.
Yeah, in real time.
That's probably
Fell asleep
why.
during that as well.
I would have.
Max's mic stand is
yeah, you're gonna have to carry on without me for a bit while I adjust this. Sorry, I bring the life and soul to the party. I'm sure you guys live together. I think you can handle it.
Just spoken about everything there is to speak about right now. I'm joking. I just don't know what to say right now because I'm too busy hoping that my hot chocolate doesn't fall to the ground. These mic stands are absolutely shit.
That's what happens when you get like £12 mic stands from Amazon.
Yeah, but the one you bought was £10 and it's way better.
Well, it was the base that was £10. The actual mic stand was like £10-15.
Oh,
including the old base that broke because the disc came off, so I couldn't use it without it damaging any surface it was on.
I mean, I think we should have just got to the point where someone should just absolutely sponsor us now, and we'll be able to get these beautiful little stands that don't mark.
Yeah, that should be all right now. I hope. Yeah. Hope it doesn't fall off again. Yeah, if you own like good mic stands, or you produce them, I should say, sponsor us and give us mic stands, and then we can set up a Patreon and just really get this shit going.
We'll truly advertise. Like Chris did that podcast where he used to make fake adverts. We'll just make an advert for whoever's company wants to give us some mic stand. Not even a stand, just a base.
Mic stand for you.
I think we've got some cool voiceover potential between the three of us.
Potential here, yeah. Do your best mic stand advert impression.
Oh God!
What do I have to say?
I've got to think.
Here at Mike's mic stands, we deliver on the best microphone stands. It's just off the cuff.
So here at Mike's mic stands,
this is an ASMR advert.
We'll give to you an ASMR style advert. I feel like the M&S lady, the one who's like, "This is not just
yours
M&S."
Now, Chris.
I've already forgotten what you said.
Here at Mike's mic stands, we deliver the best microphone stands.
Here at Mike's mic stands, we deliver the best microphone stands.
He didn't even change his voice.
That was smooth. I like that.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
he just went straight out his voice.
I put some cadence in it.
Yeah, it was smooth. I liked it. There was
cadence. Lovely.
No dipping. It was just smooth.
He's used to this. This is what he does on the daily.
Here's mine. Line. Oh, I've got it. Don't worry.
I am at Mike's mic stands, delivering you the best mic stands.
Here at Mike's mic stands, we deliver on the best microphone stands. Would you buy a microphone stand if that was the advert?
Maybe.
I would, out of fear that
if it was just audio and it is just audio.
Yeah, like if
that popped up on Radio 2,
I feel
or like Classic FM.
Classic FM. I would think
If
that
they
you
just
are.
get done playing like Beethoven's fucking a millionth symphony or whatever. Dear and Mike's Mark Stars, we deliver the best Mark Star.
Yeah, I would buy one out of like the fear that you are like the microphone equivalent of the child snatcher, and
all the,
I
like,
would
yeah.
die.
All free today.
It's not free at Mike's Mic Stands. Yeah.
He doesn't know that yet.
So yeah, we're talking about some movies today.
There we are.
On the Sunday Movie Marathon. Who would have guessed? What one new movie to talk about? I think.
Yeah, I
We
guess.
got one new movie to talk about.
Pretty
We
sure
said
that,
we were going to talk about it.
that is true.
Um.
We have to deliver on these promises, boys.
Oh, you know. Nah, never mind. Yeah. Okay. So, All Quiet on the Western Front. That's the one we said we were going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Directed by Edward Berger.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
German movie about the war, the Second World War. Second?
First.
The first
Yeah,
one of those.
right at the end of the First World War.
End of the first one. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
I
that
saw
sounds
it
about
a
right.
couple of weeks ago, so I'm not super fresh
Yeah,
on
I
it.
saw it
It's like the
forever
third
ago,
or
it feels
fourth
like.
adaptation of this book, but the first time it's ever been set in Germany, which it was like originally written in German, I think. All the
Really?
other adaptations have like put it in Britain.
That's fucked.
I could be
That's
wrong. It might
really
not
bizarre.
be German, but I'm pretty sure it is.
But yeah, German movie by Edward Berger. Yeah, I guess it's just about being on the Western Front. I think it's like the final hours of the last times of the war.
Yeah.
Oh, it is as well, because it's like, yeah, 11/11 on the 11th day of the 11th month, we're going to call a ceasefire, and that's the war ended. What if they had been in like July? That would fuck them so hard.
They wouldn't be able to come up with something catchy like 11/11/11.
No, it'd be like 9/11/11/11.
Aged like milk.
Yeah. On the 9th day of the 9th month at 9:99.
999.
you can't do it like that, can you? No, it's
No.
not possible. So it had to be then. It's funny how these things just line up like that, isn't it? So fun and quirky. Much like the movie Boys.
Yeah, the movie's very
Boys
fun
to
and
Men.
quirky.
That's what they should have played.
Boys to
'cause
Men,
it's
like end
the
of the road.
themes of like boys to men, boysing becoming men in the boy zone where they go into
The
and
battlefield.
get super fucked up, and then they're like, war is bad. It's one of those anti-war movies. And I think if you do a war movie, make it an anti-war movie, because otherwise, like, you're just making some bullshit like Saving Private Ryan, and no one wants to see that.
I thought that was an anti-war movie, but
It's
done.
completely not.
It felt
Did
like
you see that movie? With the
well-
American flag going, wah, wah,
No,
It's
to,
not,
we are
yeah,
America.
no. To
It's
me,
not a pro or anti-war movie. It's just
I-
a pro-American movie.
yeah, that's what I thought. I
pro-America,
thought it was just patriotic.
Which is pro-war.
I don't think they're necessarily pro. It depends who you're talking to.
America
Right?
aren't pro-war.
I'm not
That's
saying
an
like.
insane theory.
Well, I mean,
Insane to
individually
say.
speaking, they might not be.
Yeah. Never seen like the other iterations of All Quiet on the Western Front.
I don't like the way Chris is looking at me right now. Are you
so-
okay?
Yeah, I think we all watched this movie at different times. Like, none of us watched this together.
Yeah.
Darcy saw most of it until Chris told her to turn it off.
Yep,
So
never
you missed
recovered
out
from
on
that.
the most important part of the movie.
Yep.
I
Still
watched
angry
it.
about it.
Could have gone back.
No, you killed the fucking vibe, man. You came in.
I watched it in
You
2
killed
sittings. You
vibe.
could have done it.
No, you know me. Ain't how I roll.
You know me.
Mm.
I'm a one sitting type of guy, and that's how I like to do things, and that's how I go.
Mm.
Probably lends itself to the movie, I think, a bit more, because you're really in it, and
Yeah, like it
it's
took
just
me out of
relentless.
it.
It's just so relentless. Although, they cut back to like these guys going, feel like we should end the war.
Mm.
And they're like, yeah, we'll talk to these French guys. Are they French? There was like the Germans.
Yeah, it's the Germans
And
and,
then
the French, I
I
believe.
don't know, or Italian. I don't know,
Shit,
some
I can't
European
remember.
country. Every time we like cut back to them, I was like, probably taken out.
I just remember they were roasting
Yeah,
the Germans constantly,
Yeah.
whoever it was.
Well, like, we have to call a ceasefire, and then these French bastards are like, you will submit to us, actually. And they're like, I don't really want to. But, you know, when you're in it, surely you'd be like, yeah, anything, man. These people are dying. People are fucking dying. And you see it all in bloody gruesome detail. I thought that,
Yes.
you know, just, you said, Darcy, that there was like a lot of like grim, gruesome, like horror to it, you know, and like there's so much like, and the makeup and the costumes. No,
It was cool.
but like the makeup, the design, and like all the prosthetics that they use. Oh god, so much blood, and people getting their heads smashed in, like stabbed to death, and shot across
Crushed
the
by
room.
tanks.
That was
Crushed by
like, do you know
tanks.
what? I can't believe you ruined that. That was like my favourite fucked up bit, and you just went crushed by tanks. No decorum to it whatsoever.
Well, how
That
would
bit
you have,
fu-
how would you have
That's all I
pitched it?
Mate, now that bit fucked me up, man. These guys are like fucking. So they're in these trenches, right? And they're literally like just barely getting by with the fucking every fucking shot that they're taking ain't going nowhere. Nothing's landing. They're like, okay, we got to fight in this war, and Max has done something. But what is
Nothing.
that?
Don't worry about
Anyway,
it.
and then they're like, oh, I see what it is now. And they're going at it, and they're like, there's no hope, boys. And then what happens? This fucking tankard comes and like slowly comes down, and then fucking goes and like crushes like everyone's fucking heads in, and then just goes
Yeah, in the
back on the other
trenches. Oh
side.
man.
It was sick.
No.
It was sick.
You
It was
see-
horrible. It was absolutely fucking horrible. Sorry.
Private fucking the main one who's like looking to his friends and like on the other side of the trench, and he's like, oh man, he's been crushed by a tank.
Yeah, it was pretty.
Horrible stuff. Horrible
Yeah.
stuff. There's a lot of like visceral fucking gore to it.
It is
Thing-
truly visceral. It's
It's
kind of
used very
yeah.
effectively. I thought very, very good.
Yeah,
Well done on that. And like the movie looks amazing. It looks really good, and
Yeah.
that's sort of what I'm looking for in these war movies. I don't like the movies that go for like it's war and it was dark and brown. It's like, oh.
Are you talking about 1917 in this particular instance? Because my mum said it was.
You could pick them from a fucking lineup.
Yeah,
you know,
she
just like
said it
so
was-
many of them.
Yeah, she was like, it's so brown
It's
and
brown, you know,
and
1917.
boring and dark.
Boring and brown and fucking
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan, boring and brown, and fucking Hacksaw Ridge is boring and brown, and all these other typical war movies. This is like, I think this is one of the good ones actually. I
I
won't
thought
say
this
it's
one
like
was quite brown.
this is
though.
one of the greatest anti-war epics of all time. I don't think that's that. I don't think I'd say that about it. It's no like I was thinking a lot about Come and See.
Yeah, so was I.
Because, you know, I think that movie is like the pinnacle of it.
Yeah, Chris
That's
said
the one
that
you
to me.
compare it all other anti-war movies to.
I
Because that
have,
just gets
yeah.
it right.
Because Chris mentioned this actually. He was like, "Oh, I wish I had. I don't know. I wish I had seen Come and See after, because every film I now watch, I just compared to it, and I thought I've not
Yeah.
seen it, so I don't have this baseline."
Oh, you got her. It's great.
I heard it's
It's a great movie.
I heard it's fucked, like just beyond.
Oh, it's very long and sad and upsetting
Fucked up.
and horrifying. Yeah.
Yeah, there's only that one bit I know about the.
There's, I mean,
You
for
guys
context,
mentioned,
like
and I
All
think that's
Quiet on the
it.
Western Front, it scratches like the surface of how horrifying they depict war in Come and See. Really, I think.
Yeah.
There are some visceral scenes in this movie, I tell you.
I think it was worse because Come and See, most of it's like the impact of like the civilian people, whereas this is kind of all soldiers fighting against each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see that a lot in war films, do you? Like
civilian impact.
Yeah, rather than
Yeah. Well,
soldiers. But then I guess it's not as interesting, quote unquote.
well, I think there's a very sensationalized take on war.
Oh, what?
in
Because
war
everyone's
movies.
like, "Wow, I want to be a
And a lot of
soldier in
those
the
are like
war."
propaganda for the military as well.
Yeah.
They want you to join the military. Isn't war cool? Look at these guys. They're the heroes. You want to be a hero, don't you?
Yeah, that's how they get the poor kids to join the German army in the first place, right? In this
Yeah,
film, anyway.
well.
Probably in every film,
Yeah, yeah.
but this one especially.
It's a great juxtaposition. You know exactly what's going to happen, like from the
Yeah.
beginning. Where all these kids are like, "Yeah, we're going to join the war, woohoo!" And they're all in like their uniform, like having joyous times and fucking smacking about like champagne. They're loving it, man. They're like, oh, we're going to join the war and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be really cool and great. And obviously, you know that they're going to have a terrible time of it. And it's just like this examination of like how horrifying war can be and like how it changes you as a person and like how it just takes everything from you.
Yeah.
That's also something that was done like really well in Come and See. That like it was through the lens of this child. You saw how war affected him. And by the end of that movie, he's like completely different and he looks completely different. And in this, it's like they use like the effects and the makeup like really well to like, there's like no point where this main geezer is like clean.
Like, he's dirty throughout the whole thing. Even when he wasn't in the army yet, he looked kind of dirty.
Yeah. He was a dirty boy.
There's bits in the film where like half his face is just caked in mud.
Yeah.
It's like completely dried to his skin.
Oh, and it's like flaking off and stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like that would be like, because I don't know if I've seen that in any other war films, because everyone's like too pretty, aren't they? Like it's really
they
bizarre.
Just get like a bit of black on them.
They just seem too pretty, and I'm like, yeah, I could imagine that happening. Like, you know, just some geezer from the war can't get any water near him, so he has to go around with mud on his face. It makes sense. Yeah,
that's a big point as well. It's like they have no access to like water really. If they have water, they're gonna drink it. They're not gonna wash their faces with it, because of course, anytime they come across food, it's like it's framed as though it's like the only food they've ever had. And like scrambling for it. They like go into like a French bunker and there's it's just like a kitchen basically full of food, and they have about 20 seconds to just gorge themselves on whatever they can eat. Such a great scene, I thought, when they're just in there and like the time is against them. The tanks are coming and they are in there, but also like the French are in there as well, and like they have to like watch their backs at every second, and there's always this like forward momentum with like this push to like the captains are like, go on, up you go, out of the trenches, and you just have to run. And you like a lot of them just like you put your head out of the trench, you're dead. Immediately you're dead. If you even are able to run, you're like one of the lucky ones. And it's just like following this guy. I forget his name, but he had his like group of friends, and I guess they were like, the dream team. We're the dream team. We're the boys, man. We're going into the trenches. We're going into the war, and we're gonna win. We're gonna find glory. We're gonna find some glory in there. And there's obviously there is no glory in this at all. You can only suffer in war. There's no glory. There's no like silver lining whatsoever. And he just watches as each of his friends, who were like young boys at the beginning of it, just get picked off one by one until it's like just him left. It's just so sad to see.
It is fucked. There's not much for me to say, because I feel like it's one of those movies where it's like it shouldn't have to be said, but war is bad. No fun in war.
War.
You know what I mean?
War never changes.
Yeah, for me, I think.
Just wait for you to say so. You're just looking at me like.
For me, where I think the film succeeds and that is at its best is during those scenes, during like the big action sequences and the battles, because they're really well constructed, really well shot. There's like really great pacing throughout, but they're also just really disturbing and violent and horrible. And I think it's just very effectively made.
I was thinking about 1917 as well, and how I thought this movie, All Quiet on the Western Front, was what 1917 wanted to be. If it wasn't bogged down with all the Sam Mendes trying to make it one shot, even though it wasn't, it could have been something more interesting where he could have devoted a bit more time to just the horrors of it.
The area of it looks similar. I don't think it was like shot anywhere near it, but like the way that the trenches looked in that film looked really similar to the ones that, I mean, obviously they're trenches, so they probably do look similar, but they looked almost too similar. I was like, this film looks like this film, but I've only seen about 5 minutes of 1917 because I thought it was... Actually, no, I was watching it with my mum and she said it was boring like dishwater, so she turned it off.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's one that's quite sensational.
What, 1917?
Yeah.
Massively.
Because didn't everyone love it, though? Wasn't Harry Styles on that one?
No, he was in Dunkirk.
Dunkirk's really good.
Yeah, that's one of the great.
Sorry,
that's one of the great ones.
I fucked up. I've not seen that one either.
But I mean, he might as well have been at 1917. It was like one of those like pretty boy type things.
Oh, was like really famous people in it? I don't know. I've not.
No, they were like quite dolled up in the sense. I thought in 1917 there was like no grit to it, but in here it's like in All Quiet on the Western Front, it's all grit, baby.
Oh, you mean like everyone in that film's like
just like
pretty and yeah. Like how you go to the war, but you still keep your hair in a nice hairstyle.
That's always like a problem I have with these movies. It's like in the modern type of era, it's like everyone's too pretty. These people are not very pretty because it's not supposed to elicit that kind of feeling in you, and you're not supposed to be like, I could do that. I wish I was there. This is cool. It makes me want to join the army. You know, it's not supposed to be about that.
It did feel kind of real in the sense that, like, I think I've said this before, but I often prefer these kind of films with. I mean, don't get me wrong. There could be some famous actors in here, but
there are. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it feels
there are some pretty famous geezers in this movie.
Maybe it's just me then. I just felt better thinking like, oh, this feels more authentic because I don't know who any of these people are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That works. It's definitely not like the main cast who I knew. It was more like the side characters, like the guy who plays Zemo in the Avengers movies. He was in it. There's a guy who I know from the show Dark, that German show Dark on Netflix. I was like, it's interesting he's in it, but like fair enough, you know. But for the most part, no, I didn't really know the people, and I think that does lend to it a lot. You know, if I had my way, I wouldn't watch any movies with people I knew in it. I wouldn't care. Like it
fair
takes
enough,
something away from it. I think
it does a little bit, doesn't it? It's like it's like when you're watching those like animated movies and celebrities don't even try to put on a new voice.
I'm
like,
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, it's like I can hear you.
Like, great, yeah, thanks, Chris Pratt.
I can hear you in the booth. Like, don't you
that's
worry.
why I like, you know, like watching weird underground or indie movies or like foreign movies where I just don't know who the fuck they are.
Yeah.
So it makes it feel a bit more real and a bit more visceral, and it hits a bit differently. And
that's what I liked about this one was that I was like, oh, I could believe it. I know it's not, but I could believe this.
Yeah, definitely.
Just think about this poor cameraman getting shot.
Yeah.
Because it would never happen.
Oh, I mean, I guess these practices are not in place nowadays because, like, I'm thinking about like Currency where they just fired off live rounds.
Yeah,
and the filming of that, I'm like, you can't do that now, can you? You can't fire live rounds.
That's incredible.
This kid is like running through the battleground. You can't do that. But yeah. I love that scene where he's just like in a hole.
Oh, that's probably my favourite.
I think that's a lot of people's favourite scene. That's
what,
like
with that
this
guy?
Yeah, and he has to like kill him. And they're like scrambling for their guns and he just stabs him over and over again and he like gets to grips with like, this is what it means to kill someone. It is terrifying and it's horrible.
Yeah.
And we as people should not really be killing each other because we're supposed to be like a community species. We're supposed to be like pack species. So when you kill another person, that like takes something away from you, or it takes something away from that connection that we have to each other. So when he's just like lying there and he like stabs the guy because he has to, because he was going to kill him, and he doesn't die, and he's just there choking on his own blood in the trench, and it takes forever for him to like
horrible.
Work up the courage to like actually put him out of his misery and like sort of befriend him in a way. And he was just like crying the whole time. I was like, oh man, that's what it's like.
It felt sadder as well because like obviously they're on opposing teams and they don't speak each other's languages. So like he was like trying to speak to him at you know, before he was choking on his own blood or whatever. And he's like speaking to him as he's dying, and he's like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying to me. I'm just choking on my own blood. I'm just dying out here. And the other guy's like, I'm so sorry that life is like this. And it's just so sad.
That's what it gets right above the other modern war movies. Like they just kill people and it's nothing.
Yeah,
you go in there, you fresh face, you never kill a man in your life. A lot of these movies, they're like, look, he's got a gun. He just shoots people and they're
like
dead.
They're naturals. They just kill them and it's fine.
And they're dead, and that's just it.
You'd never feel like that though, would you? Really?
No, never.
Unless you're an actual psychopath.
I've never killed a man, but I'm pretty sure I'd have a rough time of it.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's the thing about these kind of movies, though. They just make it seem like it's not a big deal to go out in the war and kill people.
It's desensitizing you, surely.
Yeah, maybe that's how they get these new recruits in. You'll be all right. You'll get.
It's like a video game.
It'll be all right.
It's like a video game. You seen those video games?
Yeah, you played them before, right?
You played Call of Duty.
You can kill a real person.
It's the same.
You also respawn when you die.
Yeah, in Valhalla. Respawn in Valhalla, like that episode of The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Now these recruits are too young for all, aren't they? They're like, who's Grim?
Oh, you got to watch that show. That's a great show.
Jamaican sounding Grim Reaper guy.
But yeah, I think for me, when the film wasn't doing when it wasn't like the big action sequences and stuff, I didn't really find myself really connecting to the story. Yeah. I found myself constantly kind of losing interest in the scenes where they're just talking or trying to develop some of the characters or showing like the other side of the wars where there's just talking going on. Found it quite boring, to be honest.
No, I get that. I don't think I felt exactly the same. I definitely, probably there were like lulls. I was like, all right. And then it's like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, so it was quite
pick up the pace a little bit. I didn't feel the pace all that much because it's like, as soon as you get out the horror of it, it's like, oh, fucking, thank God.
Yeah, I actually felt relieved. I was thinking, I have a moment to breathe now, if that makes sense.
It's like relentless in a sense where it's like, you get these moments of respite, but it's like people still talking about,
everyone's dead.
I kind of want to end the war. And you're like, oh, man. There's like a great part where like you think it's over and it's like had its second act low point and it basically just tacks on another act where it's like the very end of the war and they've already called. They're like, yeah, we're ending the war, 11-11. And the leader of the German army is like, no thanks. Go out there again and kill as many French people as you can. And they're all everyone, you saw them go, oh, for fuck's sake. I half expected them to be like, no, I'm not doing that. But obviously you couldn't. You'd be like, I guess exiled or something, I guess.
Court-martialed.
Court-martialed, yeah, that's the word. For that, yeah.
But so they already called it off.
They had to go back in there and just kill again and like prolong the war for just as long as humanly possible up until the 11th minute of the 11th hour. That's where you see. And I was like, yeah, he's watched all his friends die. This is the end for him. But there's no way this ends well for him. I even knew that, like at the beginning, it was like,
I kind of thought
there's no way that any of them make it out of this, because otherwise it's not like an anti-war movie, because the whole point of it, and that's why I was thinking, like, you, Darcy, you missed out on like the key parts of it, you know, like that very end sequence.
Blame Chris for that.
Well, you know, he gets stabbed just as the fucking war ends, like immediately, and that's like, it just brings it all home. It's like, oh,
it was all for nothing.
This is all. Yeah, it's all for nothing. It's futile. War is futile, and there's no winners, really.
I kind of had a feeling that something was going to happen to him, but by the time I turned it off, I just kind of I don't know, because he wasn't because they technically weren't in the war anymore, because he'd obviously like gone off with that guy who died. Shit, I can't remember. Anyway, so that bit happened, and I thought, If they've called off the war, okay, fine. And then, unfortunately, I had to read up the ending, and I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty shit, isn't it?
He got stabbed like right at the end.
Isn't it like right in the chest, just right as it goes, like
right,
just
like through the back, and like into the heart, sort of, and then out through the other end. Very thin, long blade. Like, yeah, that'd kill you.
Very sudden death as well. Happens all in the shadows, so you don't actually see the person behind him. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It was awesome. Yeah, but like very sad. And yeah, he kind of had to die for the movie to kind of have its themes and messages sort of hammer them home.
Yeah, because you can't say you can all go to war and you might you'll watch all your friends die, but you might survive. Therefore, you should go to war because you might make it out alive.
Yeah,
you might like war.
There has to be no hope at the end. There has to be.
It has to be a tragic story of like, it was all for nothing, right? The thing is, I knew that before I even started watching the film. I knew it was going to be one of those films where it was going to be quote unquote all for nothing. because that's what all war movies should be. Don't go to war because what's the fucking point of it all?
Woohoo!
What do we think of the music in the movie?
Oh shit, yeah, because it got. What did it get? It won for that, didn't it? On the BAFTAs.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Well, I don't know. Some of it was pretty good.
Yeah.
But I didn't. What I took issue with was definitely that like 3-note scale that they do. It's like bam, bam, bam. It's like Batman or something. And
Oh,
like they play that every so. I forget how it goes exactly, but it's like I wish they didn't do that
Well,
like so
a
much.
war siren almost.
It reminded. It's like a foghorn sort of sound.
Yeah,
It reminded me of like the sound in Annihilation during that final like sequence.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Like
god,
that final big sequence
yeah.
in the lighthouse.
Wah, 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 wah.
Reminded me a lot of that.
It was just one long, horrific little...
Yeah, but that had a purpose to it. Because in Annihilation, it's like, it's weird and it's out there and like, what the fuck? So it has to have these like loud strikes to be like, disorient you a bit. But in All Quiet, it's like they're just walking.
Mm.
They're just like walking to war and you're like, oh, they're going to the Western Front. It's like,
Not quiet so much anymore, is it?
or something. Yeah, it's like, oh, okay. It's like Batman or something.
All loud on the Western Front.
Yeah. This isn't quiet.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of really well composed music. I just
Mhm.
don't really like the way it's used and like where it's put in the movie.
Yeah.
I've got to admit, it is pretty clunky
yeah,
to
I
put a
agree.
loud sound like that in something that should be very, not even serene, but like mundane. Like, what's the impact of
Yeah.
them
I mean,
walking on their boots and you go,
even like in like the war itself, or like when they were actually fighting, it's like I sometimes even probably prefer more just quiet scenes, like struggle, and all you hear is like a diegetic noise of them fighting.
Yeah.
That's all you need. You don't need to play a bunch of music over a bunch of people getting shot. That's already really loud.
yeah.
Hearing people like fall in the mud and like screaming and crying
Mm.
and getting shot.
Yeah, that's something that Saving Private Ryan does really
Yeah,
well.
it seems
in the
very fake
opening.
triumphant, doesn't it, when that kind of thing happens? But
Mhm.
again, I guess you could say in Saving Private Ryan, once again, it is very patriotic.
Well,
Go
Yeah,
Go
but I mean,
America.
that opening like D-Day sequence in that movie, there's no music at all. It is just
Yeah.
like
I think
all
so-
the artillery
That's
and
what-
guns. And
I think it's
it's
so
done
much
really well.
better that way, though, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
I think if you're going to walk to war, I want to hear the squelchy sounds of mud and your shoes.
yeah.
And I want to hear
Yeah.
nothing fucking more other than you go, because you might have a cold. Or you
Yeah,
might
it's
be
not
really
like
upset
they're
about going to war.
They're not got their AirPods in, do they? In
They're
fucking
listening to the Batman soundtrack.
1919 or whatever. Yeah. I'm listening to the Batman done in like the Royal Albert Hall or something. That's what they do nowadays if they did war like they do in back in the day. But we don't do war like that anymore, do we? Really?
What, we'd have AirPods in?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure they've got AirPods. and
I can't say I know
Probably,
anyone
yeah.
in the war or around
you-
the war.
I'm sure Ukraine's got like soldiers with like AirPods in at some point. So yeah, why not?
If anyone
Why
can
not?
confirm, that'd be quite interesting.
Yeah, long stretches where they're not really doing anything.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, they do have technology like they didn't have
listen to
before,
some,
I guess. So
Celine
yeah,
Dion or
maybe.
something while you're waiting for the next round.
Or share, maybe.
Or share. So,
Mm.
yeah, okay. Should we cap off this discussion then on All Quiet on the Western Front?
Yeah, I'm a bit lost now.
And rate it out of what happened in this movie?
Death.
War happened.
Rate it out of France.
They deserve a break.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
Stop it. He's sharing anti-French memes.
We'll get into that in the first movie. Yeah, I thought this was a decent movie. Like I said, I thought the action sequences and stuff were really, really great and really well done. But there's a good hour of this like 2.5 hour movie where I was just not really, I didn't really care about what was going on.
Yeah.
Overall, I think there's like a good handful of war movies that I'd rather watch, like anti-war movies over this, like Come and See or Paths and Glory. I think both of them
That's a
do.
glory.
Yeah, I think they both kind of do similar things far better than this. But yeah, decent movie. Give it 6 Frances out of 10.
Yeah. Had a blast. Huh? Had a blast. It could have been 2 hours though, probably.
Yeah.
It should have been. Yeah.
And it probably would have felt just as long, just because of the subject matter, and you still would have had those themes rammed down your throat. But for what it is, I think it's really good, and I'm glad it's getting some attention. But I mean, it's a war movie. I mean, I'm not sure if people are watching it in German. Who knows?
I hope so.
I would hope so, because that's what it's about.
What, they have an English dub of this?
Yeah.
Sure they do. Yeah. It's on
Yeah, they
Netflix.
do.
Yeah, so there we go.
I had no idea. I just watched it in German thinking that was the only option. It should be the only option, actually. But
Yeah,
okay.
barring like some sort of, if you got like a disability or something, and that's it. Like you have to watch it in dubbed. But yeah,
that
just
can be
if you've got
forgiven,
the
though.
choice, I would
Can't
suggest.
read. You're a child, can't read.
If you're a child and
I
you're
don't think you
watching
should be
All
watching this
Quiet-
if you're a child, but
I know,
you know,
teach them young.
if you got a strong stomach, yeah, maybe you should show kids like come and see in All Quiet on the Western Front and Full Metal Jacket and all that.
Yeah, show them at 4. That would be a great idea.
But yeah, I've forgotten where I was going with that. But yeah, I had a good time with it, and probably wouldn't watch it again ever, if not in a few years. I don't know. I had a good time with what I saw of it, and I mean, I'm happy it's getting the attention because it probably deserves it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Actually getting a 4K release.
Oh, awesome! Yeah,
Very rare for Netflix to do that with one of their originals, but they're putting out a big 4K release for it.
Well, it's getting a lot of
I don't know
praise.
what else they've ever done
yeah.
that with. Yeah, I'd give it. What was that out of?
France.
France, yeah, of course it was. I give it eight France out of 10.
Yeah, I feel like the France rating definitely kind of bit us in the booty there. I actually loved this. Well, for what I got to see of it, no shade or anything there, but
Should have started it earlier.
how about
Shut up, man! Shut up!
Thanks, Max. Yeah, shut up. I don't have anything to say, to be honest. I feel like it's been kind of like wrapped up in a nice little don't do war, kids. It only
Do
takes
love.
once.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it 9 France out of 10. I just realised how
Nice,
stupid
yeah.
that sounds out loud.
Make love, not war.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, something like that. So it's free for all. Free
Yes.
for all recommendations on the podcast that we do. So we've got 3 movies that we're going to talk about. As it's the first one of the month. And those were Raw, R-A-W, from France. The Wicker Man from 1973, not the Nick Cage one. And Mermaids with Cher. And Chris chose the first one,
Yeah.
so yeah, I suppose we should talk about that.
So as you can tell from Max's disdain, I picked a French movie.
What?
a gag is not a disdain, Christopher.
Sometimes it's the complete opposite.
That's true. Yeah. Raw. From 2016, directorial debut of Julia Ducournau, also known for doing the film Titan, which
Cool
one of
movies.
my favourite movies.
We have all seen and love it.
Yeah.
It's fact.
This movie is about a young woman called Justine who gone to veterinarian school. She's also there with her older sister, who, and I guess they kind of have a little bit of a rivalry-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As siblings, they do.
Yeah,
There's like in the school, there's a big divide between the older kids and the newbies. And as part of a initiation process, she's forced to eat raw meat despite being vegetarian, and doing this just kind of changes shit in her.
It awakens something.
Yeah, it awakens something.
Mm,
Stuff gets crazy.
Yeah.
indeed.
Raw.
Me and Darcy have seen this movie before.
Mhm.
Max, you have not.
No, but I like Titan. I thought that was good.
Yeah.
So I was expecting something fucked up, man. And yeah. Yeah, fair enough. It is. It's a very good movie, I thought. I probably prefer Titan as a
I do.
whole package type deal. It's very very primal, isn't it?
Mhm.
And I guess that's just how they do things down in France. In vet school, I've never been to vet school in France, but I'm pretty sure this is how anything goes over there. It feels like
this is actually a documentary.
I think it's just how all uni is over there.
it's just France, baby.
Yeah.
Just weird stuff going on. I thought it were like, what at school fucking does this? This is a weird ass school.
To
You
me,
go there. This is not real. Sure, I know it's a movie. It's like, come on. Where are the teachers, man?
I don't think I saw a single teacher.
Yeah, students, they can do this stuff to the new guys. Fuck it. This is France. Anything goes. So I was having a lot of fun just seeing how absolutely batshit crazy it goes. And it does go to some fucking weird places, man.
That it does.
Very visceral movie, as I was expecting. And yeah, they eat people. And I was expecting that too. I was like, man, yeah, that's about how I thought it would go.
Yeah. One of the top cannibal movies.
Yeah, I was sort of thinking about Bones and All, which was definitely a more recent movie that tackled. I think probably tackling similar themes to this one, although I could be misreading it, but I got more sort of about like the primal side to people, and I thought it was a lot about like I was getting a lot of like wolfish type of imagery, where like they're like pack animals, but like they're sisters in this movie, and they were like fighting each other, or they were like eating people together, and then like afterwards they would like be fucked up and they would lick each other's wounds. So it was like, this is like they're wolves or something.
Yeah, they kind of have like this rivalry in the early part of the movie, and then one of them accidentally has their fingers cut off, and the other one
with the sharpest scissors known to man.
The other one starts eating their finger, and I think after that they just kind of click. They're like, oh, we're the same. We both do this shit.
We're the same, you and I. Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah, you ever click with your sibling like that? Like, damn, we are on the same wavelength, actually.
Yeah, whilst eating
I guess that was like
people.
Yeah, I guess it was like more of like a coming of age type of thing then, I guess.
Yeah, 100%.
In that sense, it's just like, I think when you grow up or you get older, you're probably a bit more receptive to being friends with your siblings at certain points. More like you're a bit rambunctious when you're a child and you're fighting a lot with them, and when you grow up, you're like, yeah, we're not so different, you and I. I guess that's sort of what it was about as well. That's an interesting thought I got from the movie about like familial relationships in that way, like how we are probably more intrinsically tied to one another, and it's not just like in us to be like, I guess I'll do this with you because I'm going to make that decision. It's not really like a decision that we make to be close to people. It's more like that community aspect of the human species and human nature to be closer to each other like that. It's not really something we can change. It just goes about it in a very fucked up way.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it so interesting, is because it is tackling themes that you'll probably see in loads of other movies in a much tamer way, but it just kind of basically takes like the coming of age story and it's like, how can we like tell this in the most fucked up way possible?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you're gonna go for the primal, family dynamics, why not do it whilst eating your sibling's finger or finding your friend eaten by your own sister, and instead of killing her, you could just do your wolf pack mentality, take her in the shower, flip the dynamics. She's now the boss bitch alpha wolf, and sister's just got to comply in it.
Yeah,
like why not?
I think something that Julia Ducournau's done really well in both her movies is she kind of tackles that transitionary period from like childhood to adulthood, and kind of like that self-discovery sort of angle, where in Titan it was like kind of like gender identities, discovering that. I feel like there's a lot of like discovering sexuality in this movie. It's kind of like portrayed in a very, like you said, carnal way.
Yeah, this film's definitely like
carnal.
Sex.
It is
sex,
very,
sex,
very-
sex,
yeah.
sex.
Yeah.
Very horny.
Yeah, I feel like it's not I mean, there are parts of it that are like really on the nose sexual, but then a lot of it's like very
the
like
sex scene.
metaphorical, isn't it, as well?
That sex scene was fucked up, man.
Yeah.
It's
what?
like
The what?
one of
Yeah.
the best sex scenes in any movie.
It is great.
Max left that lingering. He was like, "Who would do
I loved
this?"
it so much because it was like you just don't see it, do you? In movies nowadays, it's so tame. It's so pulled back. But with this, it's like she's having sex with a gay guy, and
Yeah,
like,
it was
just like
yeah.
tearing
It was
the fuck
filthy,
out of him.
yeah.
You're like, oh my god, don't eat him, don't eat him. It's like
That's actually
it's
what
so
I was
visceral. It's such
thinking,
an
yeah.
experience, and it's like high tension as well. And just like there are like animals, you know,
That'd be
giving into more animalistic urges.
it'd be the worst like wank movie ever, wouldn't it?
That would be the most unfortunate wank of my
Yeah.
life. You know? You just get to the end of it, you'd be like, what have I become?
Yeah. It is interesting seeing this character like kind of discover herself in that way, where it like starts off, she is kind of, I'm not even sure I'd say it's like repressed, but she hasn't really come to grips with that sort of thing.
It was like puberty as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
a lot of
Exploring puberty.
One of the
Yeah.
first scenes where she's at the college, she's like sleeping and suddenly people start storming in her bedroom and taking her out, and they basically lead her to this huge party where everyone's like doing drugs and making out and fucking.
Yeah.
that's just college, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know. It did feel well, I mean, obviously I've seen it before, but at first it doesn't really seem like anything all that like insane, right? Because who hasn't been to uni and
Me.
got forced to go to a party that was
Me.
well, okay,
I don't know anything about that.
for most
I don't
young
know. All
people
I know is
who
from
just go
movies
there.
that I watch where people eat each other. That's all I know of uni
It's
life.
pretty much the same,
Yeah.
to be honest. It is pretty much the same, except I guess replace eating with just lots of fucking. Just
Yeah, all I know
lots
about
of
the uni life is just from the movies I watched and the sad tales that Chris has told me.
Chris is an outlier, I think.
No, he's had some wild nights.
He still does, apparently. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. He's still partying like he's at
Yeah,
uni,
entered
and
this
I
marathon.
died. I just
Just hanging his out his fucking ass. Not hanging, but like hanging from the lack of sleep. Like, oh man.
he's hanging from life.
This is like almost as bad as that Minions thing. Almost as bad as when I went to see the Minions movie.
Nah, it wasn't that bad.
No.
I don't think anything could be that bad. only from what you've told me, though.
No.
Oh
man, I just forgot. Like there was or I remembered even the opposite.
what?
Where she was in that sex scene where like she was like actually she wanted to eat him and you could tell, and she was just like, no, I can't, like he's cool actually.
Oh,
So she like started eating herself.
Yeah, she just
Yeah.
bites her arm.
I thought that was an accident. I thought she was
No.
trying to eat, like not eat, but like bite his arm, and then she just went, "Oh, an
Ah,
arm's
fuck.
here. I guess I'll
I
just
slipped, yeah.
eat this."
No, I think it was like trying to repress it.
Mm.
And be like, no, he's a good guy. Can't eat myself. I can't eat him. I have to eat myself. And then
guess-
afterwards, he was just like, I'm gay.
I like how angry he
Dude.
got about it, though. That was very
He was
bizarre.
like, I'm actually gay, okay? And I'm like, dude,
I can't believe this. I
you
am
would not
gay.
have enjoyed it that much if you were gay.
It was. I don't understand why that was such an issue in this movie, but maybe am I
Identity.
missing the point or something? Like,
It's
Did
about
it matter?
identity.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. What,
Yeah, but like,
what do
what-
you mean? What,
he couldn't have just been. He couldn't have just because you don't sleep with one person of that gender or whatever and immediately
Yeah, I
just not
guess
be gay anymore. Do you know
like-
what I mean?
The whole point of it is kind of like discovering yourself. Maybe you just
I know,
wanted
but it
to
doesn't make
try
him
it.
any less gay if he only sleeps with one woman, right? Like if he
it makes
if
him
he's, if,
slightly less gay
well,
if he
I think
enjoys
he could
it.
be. He could be a. I don't know. He could be a power bisexual, but I just don't know why it was such a big issue.
Because we have our identities and we think we know ourselves. But when something happens to
Yeah.
us that shakes our foundations, and we're like, shit, maybe I'm not the person that I thought I was. It's very difficult to come to terms with. So he was dealing with that just as she was dealing with, oh, I eat people now.
I I love eating flesh. Yum yum.
Yeah, there's a lot to
fun.
like pull from the movie and be like,
yeah. There's
this
a lot
probably
here.
means this actually, and this was like this. And
Maybe there was,
probably
maybe it was like tidbits that were meant to.
more than I'm thinking about now than I was
Yeah.
actually when I was watching the movie. I think it's a movie that sort of stays with you and you have to sit with for a
I
while
think
and be
you
like,
do though, because you've
you have
got
to talk about it afterwards. You can't like watch a movie like this and be like, next one, which is what we did.
no, because you don't really have any option but to kind of sit with it and think about it, because you've just watched something so like fucked that you're gonna think about it for a while, aren't you? Like you know, like the shock of the film is now over, therefore I can now think about what I've actually seen.
There are a few shocks, I'll be real. I wasn't as shocked as I could have been though, because I think if I had seen this before I saw Bones and all, probably have been like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But
yeah, good point.
I think these are very similar types of movies. Certainly in like the depiction of eating people. But I think they are both going for an exploration of the more primal side of human nature and our intrinsic. I've said intrinsic too much on this episode. But our how we relate to like each other and the more natural side of people and humanity.
Yeah, it seemed very lustful, didn't it? But obviously,
yeah, definitely.
there was a lot of sex in it, so yeah, of course. But it you can always tie it back to, hey, I've just gone to college and I've sexually awakened.
Yeah, a lot of
I fucking hate that. Sorry,
sexual awakenings, sexy,
the urges,
sexy stuff going on.
There's desires.
There's
here.
the urges.
Yeah,
there are the urges.
Yeah, it felt very like
colleges or like uni is a time for that.
Orgy in it.
That's the time for that to explore.
Yeah,
that. Well, I mean,
she just seemed quite sheltered.
Know. That's what I know from whatever I've been told, but I couldn't tell you. But I think that's like a common thread with like movies that are set in like university. It's like, hey, and you explore yourself as a person. You learn something new about yourself as a person. You explore sexual urges more when you're at uni, I suppose, because it's like a free-for-all and you get to do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, and for most people it's the first time they move away from home as well, so they have the freedom to kind of explore that as well. Yeah, I think from personal reference, I can't think of a more suitable word. It is kind of like that. There's like strange freedoms that you have as well, but then there's consequences for the strange freedoms that you now have. Like, she didn't have to eat that raw rabbit kidney, but she fucking did it anyway. Kind of. Did she actually eat it? I thought she spat it out. No, I didn't think she actually eat it.
I think she probably threw up afterwards, but she definitely ate it.
Yeah, she like gags as she walks away and almost throws up, but still like swallows it.
Right, okay. That's the part I sort of like glossed over a little bit, because I was like, oh, she's just been sick, it's fine, whatever. Oh, okay.
Got this like rash going on as well. That's probably like one of the more visceral parts of the movie. You're seeing this rash develop on her.
Yeah.
It was real.
Like, oh, God. Well, no. She's like at the doctor or something. She's like, damn, girl. She's like peeling the dead skin off of her. I was like,
that is a bit fuck.
Oh. Stop it.
There's also a really gross scene where there's like the car crash and like her sister starts eating that guy's brains that are like hanging out of his head.
Yeah. That didn't get to me nearly as much as like
not moving that guy's
peeling
head.
The skin off of
her
body
too.
I mean, I say that, but I thought it was like really satisfying. I mean, you know when you like a good piece of dead skin, and you like peel that off. It's like,
yeah. Like it was satisfying to watch,
like
but it was disgusting.
Popping videos.
I hate them.
Which
they are disgusting.
They're awful.
But that skin peeling off of her body, I was like, that's sexy as fuck.
I feel like they're both relatively satisfying and disgusting in the same breath somehow.
It's like the human experience. You don't want to admit that you actually kind of think, yeah, nice, awesome.
I guess that's the truth about satisfying videos, right?
I love a good peel, man.
To be fair, there's only certain situations where it's like proper disgusting. Like you see, when you see like those like fucking visceral memes of people like putting things in like little pockets of dead skin and being like, look at this thing that I
mean, Yeah, like the peeling of that dead layer of skin off. That's like, lovely, delicious. But you get other stuff where it's like the fly when he was like peeling the skin off of his like finger, and then it just like goes all the way down his hand. It's like, I can't take it. I can't take that kind of thing. Or like teeth get to me. I don't know. And nails, teeth and nails. Fuck me.
Yeah, that's in the fly as well.
It's like,
yeah.
Was there a movie or something, or where there's like someone peels back like their like a hangnail and it goes all the way down? What film was that? That sounded like something that happened in Spencer, but I don't know what film I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, though, don't you?
Yeah, but I can't think of the film.
I can't remember what it was from either.
I love scenes like that, but they fuck me up so bad.
That was fucking
that scene
horrible.
in Spencer was like, fuck, like, not you're not thinking about it, I know what you're thinking of, and I'm like, oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah, it's horrible. But the thing, I guess stuff like that can really fuck you up, because I guess you know what it's like to accidentally like peel back too much of your nail.
I don't like thinking about it. Stop talking about it. I go into like a club scene at one point, and there's this couple like making out, and you see like this woman like licking the guy's eyeball. Just straight up,
I'm so glad I missed that. Because
lizard shit, man. Animal lizard stuff going on, man.
Teeth and eyeballs are the two things that like really get to me. Like Max has just said nails, but replace nails with eyeballs, and that's me.
Damn, you can't.
Black Swan was that film we were thinking of.
Oh, is it?
Now,
okay.
just suddenly.
Yes, it was. Yeah,
that part I hated with all of my being. Yeah.
The paint scene was weird though.
Yeah, like she just goes downstairs.
You are yellow and you are blue, and you go into this room and you do not come out until you are both green.
And it's like wow, lame.
Well, man, oh God.
I thought it was quite lame. Did anyone else think that was quite lame?
That was lame, but it was also like, creepy. I wouldn't kiss anyone if I was covered in paint. They were covered in paint. That would be disgusting. That would be horrible.
And then she bites his lip up.
Sick. Fucking sick.
I think he deserved it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, if you're gonna,
I won't go that far.
I don't know. If you're going to try and kiss me, your painty fucking chemical. He seemed like a nice enough guy, but just no.
He probably deserved it. He was French after all.
No, it's true.
We're gonna get cancelled.
I disclaim. I don't actually hate the French. I feel like I've been taking shots at them all episode. It's only because we finished this movie and I found like I just happened upon like this master post of
just
like
anti-French
memes. Oh, so good.
Yeah,
so
where
funny.
that even came? It felt like it came out of nowhere, but was so like relevant at the same time.
Can we talk about the bullshit you pulled, Darcy, in this movie? Where she like loses a finger. Her sister loses a finger. And I'm like, damn, that's horrible. Disabled now. She's in a wheelchair. They like wheel her out on a wheelchair.
She was only on a wheelchair for like a minute, all right?
And then Darcy's like, why is she in a wheelchair? They cut her finger off. She's not disabled. I'm like, what?
Okay.
What do you mean she's not disabled? She got her finger cut off.
Yeah, no, I fucked up a little bit here, but I think
that's the definition of being disabled.
Well, okay, so let me.
I had to explain it to you in terms of like, if I were holding a pen or a pencil, and I had to write something, and then I got my finger cut off that I used to write with, and I could no longer hold the pen that exact same way, would that not make me disabled?
Okay, so
Darcy was like, no.
No, to be fair, I wasn't really thinking about it like as I was saying it, because it just kind of came out. But I was under the assumption that it was only like the top of her finger had been cut off, and it was in her non-dominant hand. So I thought it wouldn't cause that much. Obviously, you can be disabled.
So it depends, like what finger they cut off, if you're disabled or not.
No, it depends. So like
disability
on the
is
hand.
relative. You mean? You mean disability is relative?
Well, I guess it's also relative to the person. Like, if they don't consider themselves to be like, apparently she didn't, because she just laughed when they said she was disabled. She was like, "No, I'm not."
Like if she got her index finger or her middle finger cut off on her right hand, that's a disability for her because she's right-handed. But me being left-handed, if I got that same finger cut off, I would still be able to write because I write with my left hand. Does that not make me disabled?
Well, if it impacts you, yeah. But if it didn't impact her, then if she wanted to not class herself as...
Of course it would impact you. You've lost a finger.
Only half a finger.
No, she lost a lot of that finger. No, it was like the whole finger, I swear to God.
I don't know. I thought when you go back to her, she had like half a. It doesn't even matter, man. I'll admit I wasn't thinking when I said it because I just thought.
Yeah, I had to call you out. I'm sorry.
So I just didn't think about
it.
Put
a wooden finger on there, like in the piano,
or Moonstruck
with a whole wooden hand instead.
Yeah, he's not disabled because he has a wooden hand.
The wooden hand that doesn't move.
That's like a scene that was like Bones and all just like took straight from this movie. Yeah, they eat a finger. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I mean that scene is worse than Bones and all.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
way
that,
more like
the beginning scene, basically. Yeah, that was fucked. I knew, right. I knew something was coming, right? But it's almost like you can never quite prepare yourself because when it happened, I was like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, I almost turned the movie off first time I watched it. It was like, no, can't do this.
I felt like I should have known though, because like you read the title of the film, you know what the film's about, and you think, okay, something's going to happen, but you're still not prepared when it does. Why is that? Why am I not prepared? Mentally, this movie did not prepare me.
Yeah, I think in terms of like the visceral nature of it, I probably prefer Bones and all.
Yeah, it was definitely way more visceral.
It depicts. But I mean, I still appreciate what Raw is going for.
Yeah,
and definitely like. Yeah, it was like first, I guess.
Yeah, I was going to say, fast first.
Like that.
Yeah, I mean, although they're both cannibal movies, telling like some of the same themes, I think they're doing it in vastly different ways.
Yeah, this movie's very loud.
Yeah,
very loud,
very
and
chaotic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jinx. Chris can't talk ever again.
There was a lot happening all the time. I don't feel like you can breathe in this movie.
I think the music adds to that as well because a lot of it's like they use a lot of like punk and hip hop and stuff. And
what was that horrible really French rap song that was playing? That was like, "I'm gonna suck your dick and you're gonna be my bitch." Blah blah blah. Yeah. That song was shit.
No, it was good. It was a good song. If you didn't know what the lyrics were, you'd been like,
right, yeah, okay, sorry, right. It sounded cool.
There was subtitles, so we got to see them all. My favourite line was, "Don't want your 69, just want your 666."
Yeah, that was a good line. I like that.
Yeah, the song sounded cool.
I'm not above a good line like that.
Not that we would have known had we not had subtitles on. I thought it was going to do that thing that most like foreign movies do, that someone can't be bothered to like translate, where it'd just be like French hip hop playing or something. But no, we got lyrics. We actually got like someone actually went to the effort.
Yeah, thanks for
of writing that down.
I imagine that was probably intentional because I don't think they did it with any of the other songs. So I imagine the lyrics of that song.
There was also quite a long scene of her singing and dancing or whatever
making
to it. And
out of the mirror.
Yeah, I felt like you had to know it, right? Otherwise, it doesn't hit the spot.
Yeah. Just like making out with mirrors. I was like, damn. That reminds me of an. I'm going to throw my sister under but when she would make out with her Nick Jonas poster, which leads us nicely onto the fact that Chris thought that the guy in this was Nick Jonas, and like, you were fucked, man. Like,
I didn't actually think it was Nick Jonas. You were so tired.
You said, is that Nick Jonas? And me and Max were like, are you fucking sick? No.
I could never tell.
It was a joke, but I was so tired that it just came off sincere.
The thing is, though, on a normal day, I think I would have believed you as a joke, but I actually think you were so sleep deprived that I was like, maybe he actually thinks that is Nick Jonas.
I think you convinced yourself that's what you believed halfway through the question, and that's why it sounded genuine.
Did you say it and go, oh, that's definitely not Nick Jonas, but because I'm so sleep deprived, I'm going to tell myself it is, and then when I make a joke about it, I'm going to go, oh, right, actually, I know it's not Nick Jonas. I'm just joking.
I know it wasn't Nick Jonas. It was a joke.
Yeah, but...
And you guys thought I was being serious.
Yeah, because you were so out of whack, bruv.
The more I looked at him, the more I thought he looked a bit more like Drake.
Right.
What?
I liked him.
What?
Yeah, he was good.
Not Drake. I liked Adrian. I was very sad that he died, actually.
Yeah, that made me
pretty fucked up scene.
Sad all over again.
Like, notices there's blood in the bed and pulls the cover off and like half his leg has been eaten.
I thought he was still alive though, up until like...
He'd been skied through the fucking through the heart or something, through the back.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Been what it's
skewered
by a ski. The thing you use when you ski, not
like
the
a
actual
ski pole,
the ski pole. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh god, what a horrible way to die, man. Oh, all that, but he's just internally bleeding.
Yeah.
He's just like coughing up under the end. Oh, it's terrible. So bad. I felt so bad for him.
Yeah, that was fucked.
He was a good character.
Yeah, he was cool.
What was up with that ending though? Because I felt like I understood what happened at the end. I didn't like it so much. Well, I was upset by it. I was like, oh, when she was like talking to her dad, and he said something to the effect of, like, your sister, she was fucked up when she was younger, man. And I thought that he was insinuating that he had had sex with his own daughter.
That's what
and then
I
the movie
also
ended,
thought.
and I was like, that's probably exactly how this movie should have ended. But then I get a text today from Darcy being like, oh, apparently it wasn't that. Apparently it wasn't that he had sex with his own daughter. So what?
I thought that was what it was.
Yeah, no, so I
because he's like, yeah, you know what? And here's my scars, man. And he like opens his shirt up, and he's just like torn to pieces.
Yeah, because I know all three of us were sitting there going, did he just say what we what we think he's talking about? And then I went to the liberties of just doing what I do with some of these movies, where I like to sometimes I look up the movie, sometimes like you know how Chris does when he's doing trivia and stuff. And there was something that I read about how the film ended, and I was like, actually, yeah, I would like to know about this fucking film ending, please. And basically, just turns out, like, you know, when he's like, you'll find a way to cope or whatever. He's talking about how his wife eats bits of him, and he knows that she's passed it down to these two girls, and that's why it's not their fault, because the wife copes by eating chunks out of his chest rather than eating people and shit, and that's why they're vegetarians, so they don't eat meat. And I was like, what the fuck? Because I was under the assumption that he's like fondling his kids, and apparently he's not. He's just saying, yeah, I knew you were going to turn out to be a fucking cannibal because your mum's a cannibal.
I think either would work.
Yeah, like, I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah, I definitely like the kind of fucked up ending that I interpreted at the
I
end.
preferred it, yeah, I must say. I prefer, because when we were like,
damn, what the
okay.
fuck?
But yeah, apparently that's not it at all.
Yeah, that says something about us.
Well, I think it was the way that he
the
worded
ending
it.
where he raped his daughter and then it ended and he was torn to pieces. I quite like that as an ending to this movie.
I just thought it was the way that he worded it. I heard it as we're our first kiss, blah blah blah. It was with your sister, not I'm talking about your mum now.
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mention your mum at all.
So yeah, you know, intentions of the artist and all that, but I disagree and I completely take it my own way.
That's because it's
not. Maybe
snazzy.
it's not the ending that everyone would like it to have, but it's the ending that I got from it, and it makes it way more fucked up.
Yeah,
and I probably prefer that.
I read a lot of reviews on Letterboxd, and it seems like the ending's really people think it's really hit or miss.
Well, like quite divisive.
Yeah, it's very divisive. Yeah,
Jinx. Fucking no, none of you can talk.
Yeah. Which I didn't really understand, because I think it's a good ending. I think it's very fitting.
So what's the criticism to it though? Like, what's so bad about the ending? Because I thought the ending was just kind of like
I think people say it's like anticlimactic, or
I thought it was. I just thought it was quite fitting,
recontextualizes some of the movie, and I think some people like it just makes it bad. But
I just thought it was quite fitting, because I thought, oh, she's gone home because she has to go home now, and now this so, like the ending was better when we thought it was the sister, because then it just it wraps up this like fucked up family into its beautiful dynamic. But now it's like, oh, but at least I guess if my mum's a cannibal, we can all just be cannibals together, and we're truly who we are as a family now, because all of our skeletons are out of the closet. I don't know. I don't think there was anything wrong with the ending. I mean, I don't know what else you would do with the ending? Would you just end it before that scene? Like, it would be very sudden, wouldn't it? Like, it'd just end with nothing happening. Like, how do you end this film? Tell me how you would end this film if it wasn't...
Yeah, I don't know. You send it out, it ends, and that's a good ending.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I thought it was fine. I didn't think anything wrong with it. I didn't think it was amazing, but I don't think anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what people are so upset about.
Couple other things I'll mention that I really like about the movie before we move on. I think visually it looks really great. A lot of great cinematography, heavy usage of like specific colouring, lighting.
Neon.
Yeah, it's very neon, very bright. Something she did a lot in Titan as well. I think probably a lot more in that one. But
maybe it'll become her style.
You can tell she likes playing around with lighting for specific moods and kind of foreshadowing.
Yeah. She's a great director, honestly.
She really is, yeah.
She's one to look out for, I suppose, in the coming years.
Yeah, she needs more movies.
More movies, more fucked up bullshit.
Yeah,
happening.
I bet they're all going to be just fucked.
Good. The more the merrier.
Yeah.
The more fucked up French movies.
Also, I love the performance from Garance Marilia, who plays Justine. I think she puts so much physicality into the performance, and you can kind of, even just from her stance and like the way she moves and acts, it just like slowly changes throughout the whole movie. Kind of like, it's almost as she grows confidence as it goes on as well, I think.
That is actually something that, well, not the actress per se, but that's what people say about her character, is that she gets more confident as like the movie goes on. Like she knows.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she's like, okay, I guess this is me. This is what I'm doing. But I kind of felt like from an actress side, that scene where she's like screaming underneath the duvet.
Oh, great scene.
That made me go, this bitch, look, she's just acting. She's like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like, you could just scream on cue like that with like this pain. I was like, how do you do that? And I think that's the first time I've seen a movie in a long time and thought, how are you doing that?
Yeah.
Like it was something so simple as well. Like anyone could scream under a duvet, but not like that.
No.
You know?
He takes screaming under a duvet to a new level. She's doing it better than anyone else.
It's a sport.
She is great.
I love that scene where like he's showing her footage of the night before and she's like acting like a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, that was horrible.
And like trying to bite the corpse.
I actually hated that a
As
lot.
her sister's like taunting her with the corpse. It's like, oh man, and her fucking eyes, they're like up to her skull and she's like, it was so animalistic and fucking visceral. It's fucked up, man.
It was disgusting.
I think she's such a good actress. She was in Titan as well, very briefly, but she's great. She's like towards the beginning, she's like the scene that the main actress is like making out with, and she like bites her nipple piercing.
Yeah. She's good. She is good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh God. See, now that when you just talk visceral, that film. No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
What do we want to rate this one out of?
There's so much.
There are so many things that you could rate it out of.
But I think we have to do it out of Nick Jonas.
Yeah.
I think you walked into that one, Chris.
One of the greats. I love this movie. Julia Ducournau, she's only done 2 movies, but I think she's quickly becoming one of my favourites. I've loved everything she's done so far. I can't wait to see what she puts out next. I definitely prefer Titan over this, but still a great one. I think I'd give it 10 Nick Jonases out of 10.
Yeah. If I'm allowed to see her next movie, I'll go and see it. I hope they distribute it correctly.
Well, we saw Titan in the cinema.
Yeah, that is true.
Can I buy it in the UK?
Nah, you can
we
stream it.
Did we import it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lame. For fucking £50 a pop. Great.
It was probably like 40, weren't it?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Just pay for Mubi. Get a subscription of Mubi and cancel it after you've finished it.
No, you rip it from the TV like something out of like a Virgin Media box set from 2000.
Yeah, just record it on your phone.
Record it on your TiVo.
I want to be able to like watch it like, over and over again though. You know?
Yeah, watch it on record it on your TiVo, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll do something like that.
Maybe one day it'll be picked up like this one was. Got put out by Second Sight Films, I think, and they're doing a lot of smaller movies, giving them cool releases.
Good. Keep doing that.
That's nice.
I like this movie a lot. Probably prefer Titan as an experience, as I said. But still, I got quite a lot out of it. But not, I don't know. It is also going for the same sort of thing as Bones and All, but I'm like, but Bones and All is like, oh, fucking hell. And this is like,
yeah, this feels tame
like that,
in comparison,
but like tamer in comparison, I felt. But I still enjoyed it quite a lot, and I'm glad to have seen it finally because it was on my watch list for a very long time. Raw, I'll give it 7 Nick Jonases out of 10 for now.
Yes, Raw, like the Lion movie.
Yeah.
That is a banger.
That is a banger movie. It's great.
Yeah, I'm glad I saw this one first because I feel like, if I had watched Bones and All first and then watched this, I would have been like, oh man, this film's just tame. But yeah, it felt very like, visceral the first time. I mean, it was visceral this time round, but yeah, Bones and All kind of like it almost like dampens it. It's almost like you think that's bad, you need to watch this movie. But I had a good time the second time round. It was still good. It was still how I remember it. It was fun, but not in the way that you want to have fun. Maybe it's just us. We're just fucked up people who have fun watching these fucked up films. Yeah, we love the fucked up French.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a Nick Jonases out of 10. I'd completely forgotten what we rated out.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks for that. Bringing us great French movies all the time. We're going.
I'm still confused about
Kevin's
that.
next. He'll come out with something brilliant, and then Joe, and we'll have a trifecta.
No, they're back together now, making music together. All three.
Making music, making banging tunes.
New album out this year.
Oh, brilliant! Can't wait!
Thanks for that.
I picked a movie, from 1973, directed by Robin Hardy. 'Tis The Wicker Man. I believe it was adapted from a book called Ritual.
I'm pretty sure it was from a book, wasn't it?
Yeah. So this is about Scotland and how fucked up Scottish people are.
We're just taking shots at everyone today.
So you got this sergeant, this policeman called Howie, and he goes to a small Scottish island off the coast of Scotland. What would you know? Called Summer Isle, and he is there to investigate the disappearance of a missing child. He's very Christian, very conservative, and he is observing the residents and kind of asking questions about where did this child go. I think her name was Rowan. Yeah. And where is Rowan? And they're like, I don't know. I've never seen this girl in my life, man.
Who is she?
Who is she? I've never seen it. So he's like, it's like a detective movie where he's trying to uncover the truth. And as he goes more into it, he gets deeper into what these people are really about. I guess they're kind of more like pagans, and they have their own religion, sort of taken from like a paganish religion. And a lot of the things that they're doing seem pretty fucked up and strange to him, and he's just got to try and track this child down.
Yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell, isn't it, really?
Pretty much. I mean, we can go deeper into it.
There's like 1,000 things.
Yeah, oh man. I mean, this is the second time I watched this. I talked briefly about this on my solo episode back in
with the
October, the Halloween episode.
Yes.
The Halloween Spooktacular. I felt like I probably would have recommended this at some point. Yeah, I was like, damn, I watched it. I was like, damn, I got to recommend this at some point because something's going on here. I think it's a great movie. So yeah, I guess I just wanted to see what you guys thought about it and how it compared to Nick Cage's adaptation.
This one's a musical.
Yeah,
straight up.
It's a musical.
Straight up.
Yeah, it is. You don't really get many horror musicals, and if you do, they're usually shit.
The music in this slapped. Like every song was an absolute slap. Right? If I didn't care about anything else in this movie, which is not true, I actually quite like this film, but the songs slapped. It was all like in the tree there was a person, there's a person in the tree, and I was like, this is fucking sick, this is great. Corn, barley, rigs. It felt
Corn,
they play that song so much. Oh, it's so good.
It felt like so
corn
Scottish,
rigs
didn't
and
it?
barley rigs and
The
corn rigs are bonny. Oh, so good. Fucking slaps, man. They play it all the time. There's like a small bit, like right at the beginning where like they played it like twice, and then they played just that one line, and that's just it for no reason.
It was almost supposed to be like like a transition in between like one part of the film to another, and they thought, we don't have enough to pad it out with a whole song, so we're going to use this one line.
Do corn rig song again.
We'll do the corn song.
That always works.
I don't even know where to begin with this movie though, because I think I'm now that I've seen this, I'm like certain that I saw the Nick Cage one, because after this I was like, yep, I don't remember any of this happening in that other Wicker Man. I don't remember a blonde lady getting naked and singing in the bedroom. I don't remember any of this.
Smacking the walls around like a drum.
Yeah, no, I don't remember any of that. No.
A sort of fertility song.
It was
trying to entice the Howie.
I thought it was this film is it speaks it's very, it feels like it's very religion-esque.
What does that mean? It's got religion in it.
Sorry, I just realised it. I was like, how do I explain? Because I guess there's a lot of like conflicts of religion in this movie, especially with Howie being Christian, and we're gonna go with pagan, but not entirely sure if they are. They're of some sort of different belief, and
they are pagan.
Okay, cool.
But sort of a bit more fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt very like Midsummer took inspiration from this and went all out, because like that May Day pole dancing thing, I thought this could have been identical to something that happened in Midsummer. Like, look at these girls and their airy fairy.
They had that maypole.
Yeah. Like it felt very like, if I mean, like I guess it's also like I don't know if there's any like commentary on like the morality of like certain beliefs and like religions and stuff, because these pagan people, this is what they believe, this is what they do, because these are the gods that they worship, this is what they do. Whereas from an outsider's point of view, they're fucking murdering people, this is fucking weird, but they don't think that they're doing anything wrong because they think that they're appeasing their religion and their belief.
Yeah, he's weird to them.
Yeah, is that because he's like, I am Christian, Jesus will come and martyr you all or whatever, and they're just like, who the fuck is Jesus?
They're not telling him everything because he's like an outsider, and they know, they're like, well, you just wouldn't understand. You don't get it. Like, we are who we are and you are who you are. Sometimes it's just like a communication barrier with that sort of thing. And I definitely get a lot to do with like how religion is explored and like how, are they wrong for their practices? Is he wrong for his practices?
Exactly, it's a grey area.
He's a Christian man. He doesn't. He believes in God and in Jesus, and
no sex before marriage.
No sex before marriage. There's a lot of like sexual. I'm sorry. There's a lot of sexual themes to the movie, and they're sort of examining about how is it correct what they're doing? Is it correct what he's doing? Who's in the right? Who's in the wrong? Is it anything, or is it a bit more grey? And this comparative religion type of the theme and slant that they're going within the movie, and I think they're using faith as this tool to like examine how faith determines lifestyle, and like how is anything intrinsically correct in that way.
I guess it's also kind of strange that, I mean, maybe it's not, but like, you get places, like, it happens everywhere though, like you get predominantly Christian places, predominantly Buddhist places, whatever you want to call whichever religion, whatever. But surely there had to be one person there or not that didn't believe in the practice. Like,
why?
It's just statistically speaking, not everyone who's in a predominantly like Christian country is going to be Christian. I mean, maybe I'm just thinking about it from like a more statistical point of view, but I just didn't think that.
It's all about influence, right?
Well, I mean, do they have any?
It's all about Plato's allegory of the cave in a sort of way.
Oh no! Don't bring up the fucking cave. The cave is a great. It's
perfectly apt.
I hate it because it's real. Do you know about the cave?
No,
Chris. Oh my god! Right. We got to do an educational.
Oh please explain.
Well, you want me to explain the cave?
Yeah, explain Plato's allegory of the cave.
Oh fucking hell! So I actually learnt this.
I can if you want. I just want you to do it.
I know I'm going to butcher this because I learnt about it when I was doing A-level philosophy, right? So I'm going to butcher this so badly. But it's basically about a man who knows his whole life is nothing but the cave, right? He's been in the cave his whole life, and then he leaves the cave, and everything is new. Everything is something else. It's too complicated for me to actually explain. I actually think Max might be able to.
So Plato's allegory of the cave, and I hope I don't butcher it. Well, I definitely won't butcher it as terribly as you just did. It's Plato had a theory that you set people in a cave, and they watch shadows dance along the walls.
Yep.
And if they don't turn their heads, they won't see what's casting the shadows. So all they know of the world is that these shadows are what the world is. And that's what people are.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody gets out of the cave, goes to explore the world and sees that that's not all the world is, suddenly your viewpoint is stretched a bit bigger, goes back to the cave and says, there are people out there and they aren't shadows. And they beat him to death.
Yeah, that is literally, yeah.
Nice.
That was definitely way better explained.
They say, you're wrong, and they kill him. So I guess it's more like...
that's what people are like.
Yeah, like narrowed viewpoints.
Yeah, I guess in
if
this
you
film,
immerse yourself in only one thing. So as let's bring it around to the movie. You were talking about how, why wouldn't there be at least one person saying, this is a bit bullshit, isn't it? All this stuff they're doing on Summer Isle, it's that they haven't been exposed to anything more. So when you're not exposed to anything that's not this, how do you know that there's anything like that to gain from the wider world?
I did also just have like the very just quick moment there when you were speaking about remember when this is relevant, don't worry, when Howie finds Rowan and Rowan's like, I don't like this is fucking weird. And I thought, wait a second, when Max is explaining this, I thought, oh, you know what they probably do to the naysayers? They probably kill them. That's why there's none of them. But that's probably not the only reason. But like, I'm starting to think maybe they like, selectively weed out the people that start to get a little bit skeptical of what's going on because
it's possible.
Yeah,
I only thought that because you said about Plato's friend going upstairs and getting
Plato's mate.
Off. Yeah. That's true. He was his very good friend, Caveman.
Yeah,
just read the book. And it's so much easier.
Just go on the wiki. Go on the Wicker.
Very relevant. Very well said.
This is like Midsummer, which takes a lot from this movie. It's all set mostly in daylight, and I think there's definitely an underlying fear to the movie, if not right bubbling on the surface, that just like takes you into this world, and it's like it's very alien. It's not something that we're accustomed to as people who live in like England.
It's really creepy.
It's very strange and creepy, and the customs are weird and creepy. It's that fear of the unknown. You don't really know what they're about. Are they more sinister? Is there something more sinister going on with them? And very early on, he learns that Rowan, or he thinks that he learns that Rowan is dead, and everybody has kind of been keeping from him that she's died.
And how she's died.
And how she's died. So he's more like, well, what the fuck? And then the teacher explains to him, well, you might say that she had died, but we don't. We just think she has left her physical body and she's become one with like the earth and nature, and she's in the air, she's in the wind, she's in the trees and all that. She's a very poetic way of looking at it, I suppose, and certainly, I don't know. I think there's energy, I think there's probably something I believe in a little bit. Not going to say that I'm like one of these people.
I'd hope you're not one of these people.
But again, I think it's weird because I know what I know, and they don't think it's weird because they know what they know. But that's why it's a horror movie as well. It's like, it's also, what they're doing is fucked up. And there's all that mystery, that's that fear of the unknown, and there's that mystery surrounding the disappearance and what they're going to do to him, because they're sort of stopping him from leaving as well. In his plane boat. It's like, what's going to happen to him? And he's got to kind of confront himself and his own beliefs, and what does he believe, and is it correct, or is it going to protect him?
No.
No. It is not.
You don't read a title like The Wicker Man and think, he's going to be alright.
He'll be fine. Get out of it.
I think the film does a really, really great job of being quite deceptive in how like scary and like atmospheric it can be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like it's not really till like the last 10-15 minutes that shit starts to go down. But like the whole movie, they are like slowly building everything up. Everything does kind of always feel slightly off.
Yeah.
Like the way the characters act and talk to each other. Although they seem normal, but at the same time they don't feel like almost staged in a way, like they're acting like they're scripted or something, like they're not even themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I think that adds this really like uneasy aspect to the movie, adds to the mystery of it as well.
For sure. So when that end scene does happen, it's not like out of left field.
No.
You're not like, oh, what the fuck? It is sort of like, it could only have sort of happened this way, and you kind of get it. Especially because, you can't know about this movie and not know. I mean, it's called The Wicker Man. And there's massive fuck off Wicker Man at the end.
Isn't it on the front cover?
It's on the front cover. Yeah, it's everywhere.
The poster's literally the guy in it being burnt alive.
But even with that knowledge, or like the image of that in your mind, it doesn't stop being horrible.
Yeah, because you want to know how it
stop being fucked up. I get so much like fear from the end of this movie. I'm like, oh my god, it's so scary. Imagine it, man. It's like horrible. And the fact that they make a point of saying to him, you did this yourself. He dresses up as this fool. He read about the procession, the parade that they do on May Day, and he reads about this character of Punch, I think, and he like knocks out a guy who was dressed as Punch, and he puts the Punch costume on, and they say to him, "Welcome, fool. You have arrived at the appointed place of your own free will. You have accepted the role of king for a day, and who but a fool would do that?" And I was like, fucking you fucked up, man. You completely fucked it.
Yeah,
you could have avoided this all, but it had to happen this way, and there's that element of like fate and destiny in there, or like the idea that we follow our own like paths, and that's something that's a bit more religious in theme as well.
I actually thought the more fucked up bit about the ending when he's in that poor little Wicker Man is could you imagine hearing all of those animals fucking squealing like they were?
The ducks and the chickens and all that.
They were
trapped
literally
in the arms of the Wicker Man.
Squealing.
Horrible stuff.
I can imagine that be like deafening.
Yeah.
Ugh, it was horrible. Yeah, for some reason that made it so much worse. Like this poor man's just like praying to Jesus and he's screaming, but for some weird reason the high pitched squeals of these like animals like burning to death were so much worse for some reason.
And he also, he was on a mission, and it was like his one thing. He was very much like eye of the needle type of stuff that he was going through, and it was like
tunnel vision,
and he had to follow that path, and he he lost it. He lost the plot because he had no way of looking outwards or like looking for something more. He had no way of relating to these people. He was Plato, his allegory of the caving himself in that sense.
He did cave himself,
so it was obvious that he was going to end up doing this eventually and that he was going to die, and that they were going to have to put him in the Wicker Man and burn him alive, because he followed that linear path. He knew what he knew. He didn't want to know anything else, and that is ultimately what got him killed.
Do you think he would have survived had he not punched out that guy?
No.
I think they would have just killed him later. I don't know. Maybe I'm...
No, because they said that they brought him to the island with the plan of him being in the man the whole time.
Yeah, but... No, but yeah, but I... Sorry, what I'm trying to say. But like, do you think that if he hadn't done it and he just like, I don't know, like hid around for a while, they would have missed the chance to put him in the Wicker Man? Would they just... I don't know, like...
Yeah, I think if he had hidden in like a hole, they wouldn't have found him and the movie wouldn't have happened. But it had to happen because
it's the only way. Yeah, it is the only way. Yeah, like I can't imagine.
Like, this is like he was stupid, and he could have just hidden, and then we wouldn't be in this mess, would we? It's like, yeah, you also wouldn't have the movie that we have, and it wouldn't be as iconic and interesting as it is.
I'm just thinking, like, you know, in like an alternate reality where they missed a chance to do the Wicker Man, and then they've all fucked it for themselves because. I'm
going to start saying every time you guys come over, welcome, fool, you have arrived at the appointed place of your own free will.
Yeah, that's what I said to Max that he should say.
It does sound like a very Max thing to say.
Like I'm going to start.
I think it's actually amazing, to be honest. I'm a big fan of that.
This is a very unique movie.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know really what I was expecting going into it, but it was definitely nothing how I wasn't expecting
a musical.
Brilliant.
No, I definitely wasn't expecting a musical.
That slapped
but it's very, very strange, very interesting movie. Although a lot of people say Midsummer, a lot of people say Midsummer's just basically a Wicker Man ripoff. I wouldn't agree with that at all.
No. I'd say it's influence, but yeah, not.
Yeah, I think it's influence.
It's
I think there's
movie,
a few
though.
similar things going on, but they are two polar opposite movies. I think.
I guess it's just easy to say that. I know I already mentioned Midsummer. I know I did, but I didn't say it was a copycat or a ripoff in any way. But I guess it is easy to say that when the basic premise ends in someone getting someone in a cult and then burning effigies or whatever. There's parallels to it, isn't there? But
effigies, indeed.
It doesn't make it a direct rip-off or anything. Like, I didn't sit in that film and think, this is the Wicker Man.
No.
Like, sometimes you see a film that's outrightly like basically another movie and you go, this is like this.
There's basically no religious element to Midsummer.
No, not really. It felt more like...
It's just cult-like.
Yeah, it felt very... like dynamic and power based rather than like, this is our religious custom, this is what we do, this is ritual. Yeah, cultish. Yeah, very much like
ritual based on the book. Ritual, right?
Yeah, the
probably
book I
never. If I were to read the book, probably.
Yeah, I guess it would have a ritual in it somewhere. I guess.
You got that grey line where like he's like talking to Christopher Lee, who's like the Lord of Summer Isle.
The guy.
Like, oh, you've got fake religion. Oh yeah, as opposed to all the other true religions. Well, what do you mean really when you say fake religion? Because it's all, I'm not going to say made up. I'm just going to say like
relative,
it's all relative to your own experiences, and you align yourself for a religion because you believe in
what believe.
the ideals of that religion are, and there's no objective way of looking at the world and of life, and that's why we have all these different religions. There's no fake religion. There's no one true religion. He was like, well, what about, he was like, what is it? He says about like the many gods. He was like, we have like, here on Summer Isle, the old gods aren't dead. And the, what's his face? The policeman's like, what of the one god? And Christopher Lee's like, he is dead. Like, what a fucking baller move.
Yeah.
I much more prefer, personally, the idea of like multiple deities.
I think it's sick. It's like
it's
that
definitely
like the
more like
Egyptians
old
and the
worldly.
Romans and
like
stuff.
the
the
Romans,
Romans?
the Egyptians,
Yeah.
the Greeks.
The Greeks,
really,
that's what I
like,
was thinking of. Had like multiple gods.
I
for
think
stuff.
like and Hinduism is all those different gods. I think it's a more modern concept to have just the one god, because back in the day I think they were more of like, we have the sun. The sun is controlled by the sun god. The waves, the moon, controlled by the moon god. And all these things that they were able to get, they were sacrificing
in the name of
him,
said god, right?
To get more crops, more harvest. It was like, and the Greeks believed in like, a god for the sky, the god for the sea, the god for hell, and the god for beauty, and all these other different aspects of maybe like just a one deity, but it's definitely like more into different sects, and like the idea that he was here in a world that he didn't really understand, trying to peddle the fact that the one thing that he believed in was the one thing that everyone should believe in.
Yeah.
It's much more subjective, I think, religion in that way.
Yeah, I feel like this film could have worked with like almost any other sort of religion, though. I mean, in terms of like, you could get an atheist on this island, and it would be like the same sort of deal. Like, then there's two polarizing like beliefs going on here. I mean, obviously, it works better when you actually have someone religious, but because it actually makes more sense. Because there's no conflict, right? If you're not religious at all, it's just kind of like you're just like, oh, okay.
I think it was definitely smarter to have him be a Christian.
Yeah, or maybe even a Catholic.
God,
that
the one mindset, the one goal, finding one child.
I do find it quite. I don't know. I guess religion is like it's a tricky topic, and that's why this film kind of tackles it quite well, because it's like who's right? No one's right, no one's wrong. It's just it is what it is. It's
certainly trying to get you to examine your own beliefs, I think, and why you believe what you believe, and if it's not if it's real or true, but just probably have a bit more introspection, and definitely about looking at other people and communities in a different way, because even though they might not believe what you believe, that doesn't intrinsically make them wrong.
No, I think it's quite a. I don't want to say clever. I don't think clever is the right word, but like it is a good way of getting you to quote unquote check yourself in a way, because it's sort of because I guess it's also like, why can't you be open to the idea that someone else believes something for whatever fucking reason that they're believing it in, because they think that about you.
I'd call that very clever.
Is it? Yeah, but I
think it's a very smartly done movie.
Yeah, I just think because there probably are other ways of saying that, but I don't think it would have been done better than how it is in this film. I don't know. They
really flip it on you, because at the beginning you're like, these people are weird and fucked up.
Yeah.
At the end, you are still. I mean, they're burning a man alive in a wicker man. Like that's.
It's pretty fucked, yeah. On the list of things
you can debate subjectivity in religion and lifestyle all you want. Burning a man inside a wicker man with a bunch of animals screaming for their lives, that's a bit fucked up.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think that's a bit fucked up.
I think that's a universal thought, though, for the most part.
As he screams to God with his final breath and just like screams out prayers, it is horrible. It's so fucked up.
Yeah.
But they do this really clever kind of flip with you. You're like, they're fucked up at the beginning, and at the end he's like screaming, he's like, I believe in the life eternal as promised by the Lord Jesus Christ, and you're like, now you sound insane. He's running around and he's the only one who's saying this. True. Now you sound like a maniac. So how about that? It's all about perspective, it's all about subjectivity.
Yeah.
I like the way you delivered that line. It felt
yeah, I could have done it a bit more Scottish.
Very crusty. Felt like very Krusty Krab's pizza to me, how you did that. And if you don't know what I'm on about, then you are wrong, my friend.
Your sun god and see God is fake. Can't you see that? You're like, you're an idiot, man.
Yeah, like how can you say one God is fake if you think that you're? I don't know. I think it'd almost be hypocritical to turn around to someone and say your God is fake when, let's be honest, most religions couldn't even prove the existence of their own. Like, how can you do that? How can you be so stupid?
Hey, like, I mean, I'm not saying I'm right, but what I believe.
I'm not saying anyone's right. I just don't know how you could turn around to someone and say that theirs is fake and yours is real if you yourself can't also prove what they can't prove. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, why is this a discussion? Why is this something that people fight about? Like, people go to war for this fucking stuff, and I'm like, why? I don't get it.
They're just silly.
It is very dumb.
Fools.
But this film is not dumb.
Welcome, fool. You have arrived at the appointed place of your own free will.
Very gotcha moment. Gotcha.
Did you like when he finds the grave of Rowan and he talks to the fucking grave master?
When he's just chuckling.
Like, he's like that tree that was planted there with the fucking string of like her own navel. Like, it's the lassie's own navel string. Where else would it be than hung on her own little tree, of course?
Yeah, that was fucking weird. Even weirder because you just see her. She's just chilling. And I'm like, wait, what?
He exhumes the grave and there's like a hair there. There's a lot to do with like hairs.
Well, they did say that she was a hare.
Yeah, it was like that child he questioned at the beginning. She was like, no, Rowan is their hair.
And she goes out in the fields.
That's more to do with like springtime and May Day type stuff, I think.
Yeah, and, rabbits.
Yeah,
sorry,
rabbits.
that sounded so stupid.
Yeah,
you know
rabbits.
what I mean? Like, spring rabbits.
But also just like different ideas you could probably pull from that.
Sex. Sorry, I can't help myself. Whenever
you're all right.
It's just I always think about like because you know they were doing like the fertility dances and stuff, and I was like rabbits.
Yes, in a roundabout way, just rabbits. Saying the word sex. Yes, there are a lot of elements of that in the movie.
Thank you.
And that's probably what you were trying to say.
That is exactly. I feel like we've been on this podcast long enough to know that you
the landlord's daughter with the song "The Landlord's Daughter," where everybody in the pub just sings about wanting to have sex with the landlord's daughter, and she's there like. Yeah, I am sexy and cute.
The song slaps.
And they were talking about like wanting to be inside her and that. Yeah, it's a great song, but it's fucked up.
Oh yeah, I was almost like too into it. I was like, oh god, this song slaps. And then there was that line where it was like the only thing that she's good for is the thing that's in between her left leg and her right leg or whatever. And I was like, oh. Okay, then.
Where they're like, this is a bop, man. This song slaps.
Well, it did slap until that point. I thought, fuck.
You got the maypole itself, which is like an allegory or like supposed to symbolize literally the cock.
Yeah, they say penis,
symbol.
Don't they? Yeah.
And, you know, I guess it was more about the element of sex being more intertwined with nature and how they sort of saw themselves as part of nature in that way.
Yeah,
that's a lot more of a pagan mindset.
Once kind of goes into the rabbit thing all over again. They've got little white strings, kind of spermy looking. Right, I'm getting too like too deep into this, man. I'm just
yeah.
I'm tired. Oh my fucking god! Look at the time, Jesus.
It's interesting that the director only did a couple other movies. Didn't really do a lot apart from this.
That is weird. It's a shame, but
yeah. I think his last movie was quite a long time. I think it's like 2011. It's like he considers it like a spiritual successor to this. It's like I think it's kind of like a reimagining. Apparently, it's awful.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, you
Wicker
don't make
Tree. It's called.
Oh, you don't make the Wicker Man and then be like 4 million years later go, this is the new Wicker Man. Everyone goes, this is.
You've heard of the Wicker Man.
Good.
Now get ready for the Wicker Tree.
Yeah, it doesn't hit the same, does it? Really?
I don't want to get ready for the Wicker Tree, Robin. Thank you. I like this movie.
Yeah, that is true. We didn't need another movie. We were fine.
Yeah.
Should
I
we?
like this weird, horrific kind of musical you got going on here.
Same.
I
It was
like
great. Should we rate this? Because it's starting.
Getting late. Yeah.
It's starting to. The time is speeding, and I am pleading.
What are we going to rate it out of? What was that song again? The corn one?
Corn rigs and barley rigs and corn rigs are bonny.
They
We'll
are
rate it
very
out of
bonny.
corn rigs then.
Yes,
Nice. Corn rigs.
My favourite.
Yeah, I thought it was a really, really good movie. I think I'll definitely enjoy it on a second viewing when I don't fall asleep.
Yeah.
Because I did fall asleep during this movie.
I thought you did. I was like, he stayed awake for his own fucking movie. Of course he did. Now, as soon as everybody at my movie's on, I actually wanted him to watch and sit down and watch, and he's never seen before. He just falls asleep. Fucking brilliant.
That lasted pretty much the whole movie. It was in like the final scene I fell asleep for like 2 minutes.
Yeah,
when he was screaming in agony.
It was actually during that.
Yeah, he turned to me and went, it was like the last 3 or 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, I fell asleep and woke up and he was still screaming. So I was like, okay, I guess I didn't really miss anything.
Chris is determined for both himself and no one and everyone else to not watch the last few minutes of the movies that they're watching.
But yeah, definitely better than the Nick Cage one.
Good. If that's any kind of praise, I suppose.
That film was hilarious, though.
Yeah.
That did feel like a strange insult because you laughed afterwards. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've not seen that one.
I don't.
Yeah, I think for now I'll give it 8 corn rigs out of 10, but probably will go up on the second viewing.
Nice. Very glad to hear that. I love this movie. It's probably one of my favorites, and I watched it again, and I was like, damn. For the second time, I was like, this is like even better. It really hits home the themes, and it's just exactly what it's very much my kind of movie. So, you know, I'm all for it. I love it so much. Got the Blu-ray. Really nice fucking steelbook Blu-ray with like really lovely artwork on it.
So sexual. It is.
Who was the
so
artist for that?
Oh, his name's Dan Mumford.
Dan Mumford, thank you for the lovely art.
It was very
and that
sexy.
was on like the menu screen as well, and it was like
very
going
cold.
through this really. No, it was warm and vibrant. And
No, I'm talking about the actual steelbook itself because I picked it up and I went, "This is nice." And I was like, "It's fucking freezing."
Yeah, I mean it's steel. It's a steelbook. Yeah, but yeah, great art and yeah, great movie. I would recommend it to like everyone. I think it's a massive classic. And definitely for a reason. I'll give it 10 corn rigs and barley rigs and corn rigs are bonny out of 10.
Oh man, how am I supposed to follow that up with after corn rigs are bonny song? Yeah, I actually really like this. I mean, I kind of knew I would because I have a strange, weird love for these kind of fucked up movies, especially ones where fire is concerned. I'm a big fan of
fire.
Big fan of fire.
Me like fire.
I probably will watch again. I actually hope somehow, there is a copy somewhere of like a CD or a vinyl of the Wicker Man soundtrack because I'm gonna bop to that corn rig song.
Oh, I don't know.
Please look it up.
I hope so. Okay.
But until then,
up now.
I'm gonna give it a corn rigs out of 10.
Corn rigs and barley rigs.
Yes.
Corn rigs are bonny.
Oh,
oh my god, shut up. Can you send it to me? Because I'm legitimately going to have to look. I'm going to go to the gym and I'm just going to.
Pumping the guns like.
Just to the
corn rigs and barley rigs and corn rigs are bonny.
Yes!
I sent it in our group chat. Just that one song.
That's
sick, man. Oh, I'm so glad you guys like this. Great.
Unlike.
Thank you.
So, I don't know whether to keep on talking or whether to just wait.
Yeah, just carry on.
Oh, you still recording?
Yeah.
Okay. So, my movie actually, from the crux of it, is that I went home last weekend to see my good old friend Sarah in a play of Macbeth that she did, and she probably won't even listen to this, but if she does. She made a great bang quo. So, anyway, so I went home and it turns out we watched that film Moonstruck on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. And lo and behold, I get home and my mum's actually watching it. And I finish it off with her. And then, this whole topic comes in about watching Cher films, right? So my mum goes, when are you going to watch Mermaids? So my mum
is to blame
here. Paula recommended Mermaids from 1990, directed by Richard Benjamin. I'm actually trying to read what the plot of this movie actually is because, to be honest,
it doesn't have one.
The paragraph, like the synopsis on Letterboxd, is quite long, but I feel like the actual plot isn't really anything other than the fact that Cher plays a woman called Miss Flax, and her 15-year-old Charlotte and her baby sister Kate, they move to a small town to, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? They move away to start a new life, gain a new reputation somewhere different. And then Cher's character starts dating the local shopkeeper, and that's about as far as the plot really goes, to be honest. I guess we could just
when a description
is
like a plot is super
so
long.
They just explain
that's
the film.
That's how you know that nothing actually happens in the movie.
That's the
how
whole
you know
film.
that there's basically no story. It's just a bunch of shit happens.
And so before we actually get into talking about this movie, right, we were watching it and we were having a great time. And I messaged my mum and I say, "So, mum, why did you want us to watch this movie? Like, what did you like about it?" And she goes, "Haha, I love the mad costume dramas," and nothing else. That was all she said. And I was like, "Was it a costume drama?"
They wear costumes. Yeah.
That doesn't make it a costume drama, though, does it? I thought a costume drama had to be something from. Yeah, I thought it had to be something from like a period piece or something
it's
in order.
A period piece.
63.
Yeah, it's a period.
It is a period piece, yes, but it's not a costume drama, and it's not good.
Okay. I told my mum it was okay because, truth be told, I didn't hate it. I just thought, so in most films, something happens. And then, so they start somewhere, and then something.
That is the cardinal sin of this movie, actually.
Right, so, okay, hold on. Let me get there. Right. So this film starts, and then, normally in a film, something will happen, and then there'll be some sort of consequence for something happening, and then the film will end with. Right, the film will end with some sort of resolution or some sort of at least
usually when things happen, there's cause and effect.
So at least, what I'm trying to get at here is at least in most movies there is some sort of progression or change in the movie that makes the ending feel
earned.
Yeah, and then this one, I felt like it started the same as how it ended.
Yeah, nothing changes in this movie. They go through a lot.
Yeah,
but at the end, it's all pretty much the same.
Yeah. I mean, this film does just... It feels like it exists literally just as a vehicle for Cher.
It exists.
Hey, you know
so
what?
We can
Fair
hear
enough.
the shoopy doopy song.
Yeah, you hear Cher's shoopy doopy song. I mean, whatever. I'm not mad at this movie. I think it's whatever. I just really have no strong feelings about it whatsoever.
No, neither do I really.
So little happens that it's almost it's too easy to be yeah, it sucked so much, but it doesn't because it's Cher's there and she's fucking gorgeous.
I think it's just disappointing because
whatever, man. Cher's there. I don't care.
Yeah,
she's good.
It's mid.
Mid as fuck, yeah.
It's mid.
Mid as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm just more disappointed because not only has my mum been hounding me to watch this for a long time, but I've had a couple of friends in my life that really liked this movie and were like, "Oh, this movie's great." It's
people
like this
movie.
Yeah, people love this movie. And I'm like, but I watched it and I thought, I think I'm disappointed in myself for not finding the hidden magic of whatever everyone else likes about this movie. But what I saw in this movie was statutory rape. That's what I saw in this movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was not a fan.
They kind of play it off as like cute, romantic.
Yeah, she's like, haha. Well, that happened. Now she's on her way.
Yeah.
She can be a woman now.
And he's like 26.
Oh, the guy she likes her back.
Winona. Yeah, Winona Ryder.
Yeah, and
She's
he's
like
11.
17.
He's 11 years older than her.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it so much. Because I thought they don't have to do this. They can just have like a nice sort of platonic relationship where they, it's sort of like implied that they like each other, but nothing ever happens. I would have been okay with that.
When you're like a grown-ass man and a small child has a crush on you, it's supposed to be like, haha, that's cute.
That's kind of what I was expecting was going to happen, because that's what it seems like they're going to do at first. That seems like that's what they're hinting at. Like, he's trying to be polite and like be friendly with her, but she's really into him.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what happens. That's what happens for like the first couple interactions they have, and then they bang.
Yeah, he's like, I must have you.
In the church of all places.
I
or
must
at least
have you, 15-year-old Winona Ryder.
Yeah, that was fucked. Like, there's just no excuse
Winona Ryder
for it.
wasn't 15 when she filmed this. I think she was more like 19.
Yeah.
Because you can't have a 15-year-old doing that kind of thing. You can't do that.
I mean, do you know what? That part is inconsequential. I don't care about how old Winona Ryder is in this movie. I care about how old Charlotte is in this movie, and the guy I don't know the name of. Did anyone know his name?
They do in this. It's like, what is?
There's so much questionable stuff.
There was like that guy that Cher got into a relationship with.
Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins.
No chemistry. Absolutely not.
Yeah, I predicted that they hate each other.
Yeah.
Do they?
I don't know.
Do you know what
I tried to look up, I couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can find something.
I definitely got the feeling that they did not like each
What's
other
his name?
at all.
Bob
Hoskin.
Hoskin.
I mean, there was nothing there. There was no spark. There was a scene where even like she gets mad at him for like spending time with her kids, and then he says, "That's fucked up. Like, I want to spend time with your kids, but I'm here." And he says, "I have never wanted to hit a woman more than I want to hit you right now."
Oh yeah, that was
like,
fucked. Me and Max were like, "What the fuck?"
You can't say that.
Yeah, and then they like go out one more time, and then they break up.
Yeah, fucked up. I mean, she's right. Cher is right. It's up to her how much of her kids he sees. They're not his children.
No.
So if she wants to be like, you can be with me, but I don't want you spending as much time with my kids, that's completely up to her. So why is he acting like he's the victim in this?
I think it's the way she says it.
Yeah.
Like, goes about it. She doesn't like sit him down and like say, "Hey, I think you need to cool it. I think you're trying to insert yourself as their dad. I think you need to stop." But it's not like that at all.
No, it's not. But like, whatever. Like, just take it on the chin like a man. Like, well, I mean, just it's obvious, right?
Yeah.
It's so fucking obvious. Like, of course, like if you're in a relationship with a mother and she says anything about like her kids, and you like, don't do this with my kids, don't do this around my kids, you have to be like, yeah, okay, fine. That's your kids. Like, it's completely up to her. But he's like, "Oh, you fucking bitch. I would hit you so hard if I was that kind of guy, but I'm not. And you're so goddamn lucky I'm not." Like, oh, dude, what a seedy bastard.
So I was trying to look up stuff, but I couldn't find anything.
You find any of that on your deep research?
No, but instead I found an article that was like films that actors regret doing, and it had both of them in it. So I thought, oh, maybe they hated making mermaids. No, turns out Cher hated making burlesque, and Bob hated making Super Mario Bros.
Well, that is fair. He was the OG Mario.
I didn't even realise that. That was just so funny. But no, I haven't seen anything apart from Robert Pattinson hating Twilight. But who didn't know that? So
every time your mother has recommended us a movie to watch, it has been with great disappointment that I have received it.
You
This movie was like nearly a complete waste of time for me.
We actually all said that. Like when it ended, we
Is
were
it
like,
literally just because of Cher? Is that the only reason it wasn't a waste of time?
Well,
did you see her though?
well, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, come on.
yeah.
Like, let's be real. I'm only human.
Yeah, fair enough.
She's fucking gorgeous. Like, if it wasn't her, I'd probably give it like a 1. Like, I wouldn't give a fuck. I wouldn't give a single fuck. But she is like, she's all right. She's doing all right. She's like the best one there.
Christina Ricci's actually really funny.
Yeah.
She's the little kid. She's actually really funny in the movie.
She's good.
I just wish I could understand, like, I feel like, do you know what? I feel like this happens quite a lot when us three watch, like, quote unquote, like, beloved movies. We never seem to like them. Like, everyone loves the fucking, like, Bourne trilogies and shit. We don't like any of the films that people like. Why?
That's not.
Yeah, I don't think this is necessarily a massively beloved movie.
Yeah.
No, I have read people saying that it's like one of the greatest movies ever. All right, I'm just saying.
I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna
saying.
I think it was just a big hit at the time.
You can't be like, yo, I didn't like the Bourne movies. Like, I don't think you're gonna catch a lot of flack for that. Really.
No, but do you know what I mean? Like, this always seems to happen, that there'll be a film that's like everyone loves it and we're just kind of like,
I don't know. Like, when I say I don't think The Godfather is that great, people are like, you fucking idiot. But like with Mermaids, if I say, yeah, Mermaids wasn't really my thing, I didn't really like it, I don't think anyone's going to really take much issue with it.
It does seem like, although people do like it, it's very much a mixed reception movie. Metacritic gave it like a 56.
Ooh.
That is
split right down the middle.
Yeah,
there.
that is
based on 20 critics' reviews.
Yeah.
So that is literally, yeah. I mean, like,
It's like a 3.6 on Letterboxd as well. So it's not like people love this movie. It's just pretty like in the middle, I think.
Maybe that's just.
I had a pretty in the middle sort of time.
Yeah.
I really, really wanted to like it because, like I said, my mum has been getting at me for a while to watch it. But, Mum, I love you, but I think this is the last time I'm letting you pick a movie for the pod.
I'm also sick of American movies just insisting on calling Native Americans Indian.
Oh yeah, this was a full-on debate that me and Max. I say it was a debate. It was more like, wait, Max, can you please clarify what the Americans are actually doing here? And then Max was going into it, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with America?
There was the guy that she was interested in, and like she met him at the top of the church tower at the bell tower,
when they had,
and then he was like talking about his the one they had sex in, and then he was talking about his dad, and he was like, my dad, he had Indian ways. He stood so still. I'm like, what is that?
Oh yeah, it's because you then said I have Indian ways, but my Indian ways are authentic or something like that. And
I have
like,
Indian ways, but my Indian ways are because actually I have Indian heritage. But when they say shit like, look at those Indians over there, like they're not talking about Indians. They're talking about people who are native to their country that they fucking overthrew and like tore up a bunch of land just so they could live there instead. And they have the fucking gall to come in here for years and years and years, and the shit's still going on, and they still make movies about it, calling the natives to their country Indian, as if they come from fucking India. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And isn't this the same?
It gets on my nerves so much.
Isn't this the same thing as well, where they celebrate Thanksgiving, even though it's pretty much them just like.
Yeah, it's like when we celebrate the anniversary of the Falklands War.
It's weird.
Woohoo, we did it. Fuck off.
Yeah, that's literally what Thanksgiving gives me.
I don't need this from a movie where nothing happens and it's about like it's called Mermaids, and I'm thinking about this. I don't want to think about this, but it's such a big part of the fucking movie.
It also felt really like out of place. Like why have we suddenly got this dialogue about like, my dad, he had those Indian. Like, I don't understand. I didn't understand.
JFK, he's dead. No. Oh God, no! And all the adults are like, "Oh God." JFK's dead, man. I'm like, why the fuck is this in this movie? They
I forgot
really
that,
could have gone a bit more in with this dynamic between Cher and Winona Ryder, where like there's kind of a play on a character who is like, I'm your mother and you're my daughter, but by the end they sort of end up in a kind of different position where, you know, Winona Ryder was taking care of Cher a bit more and acting like a mother figure. And I think they kind of went into it a bit, but I really wish they had like done something more with it, you know, just like really tried to lean into that as a theme.
Yeah, I thought personally, I think it was a bit fucked up that Cher thought it was cool for Charlotte to be. She's like, I think you're old enough to have a boyfriend now.
Look at this
26
boy. Yeah, she condoned it, and that was what was worse. She was like, look at this 26-year-old. He's hot. You like him, right?
He was
Don't
cool
be a
with
nun.
that. Why was she cool with that? I don't get it.
Hook up with him, my 15-year-old daughter.
Yeah, just
insane.
Bizarre.
Does that whole her wanting to be a nun actually have a resolution? Because I don't remember anything happening with it.
No, because she has. I assume because she's had sex with Joe.
Yeah.
Joe.
Fuck it.
I assume she probably thought, do you know what? I don't think I really want to be a nun now. I'm just going to dance around to the kitchen to "If You Want to Be Happy for Life, Marry an Ugly Lady."
I know. I suppose
that
it
song
was
a bit
fine to go for like, she's a teenager and, you know, she's going through puberty, and, you know, when you're a teenager and you're going through puberty, you want things that probably you're not going to want when you're older and you're going through different phases and being like, oh, maybe I could do this, maybe I could be this. And she had to like kind of, it was like a coming of age type of deal for her. But she was like, yeah, I'm going to be a nun. And she like had sex with a 26-year-old, or she got statutory raped by a 26-year-old.
Yep.
And she's like, nah, nunning isn't for me, actually.
Yeah, I do like the
It's trying to do something with it, but it's just not hitting the mark.
No.
And that's why we think nothing happened.
Well, maybe, yeah. I just kind of like the part where we were watching it and Max went, you know what? There just aren't enough nuns these days. I think it'd be a great career path.
Yeah, it's not.
I guess it's not.
It's not really established as a real career path you could go down these days.
Do you get paid for it? I don't know what you do. I don't know.
I imagine so.
Maybe.
Yeah, like housing and lodging, you get everything done for you. Well, not done for you, but like you're set for life, surely.
Yeah. I've never really looked into it, you know.
That.
It's not something that comes up very often. Yeah.
I'm sure. I've never been a nun.
Neither me.
Seen a couple movies about them.
That's all I've got, yeah.
Sister
I don't even know if I've even seen a real nun in real life. I don't even know if nuns actually exist. I just know that I've seen a lot of movies with nuns in them.
Do nuns
exist?
Do nuns get paid? Legit.
Yeah, tell us.
The average salary of nuns.
Oh, this is fucked. It's going to be more than me, innit?
Hold on. Oh, God. Hold on.
Bro,
nuns may work for the benefit of the church and any profession. Keeping this in mind, the Bureau of Labour Statistics shows that all members of the clergy make an average wage of 30.5 grand.
There we go.
Their hourly rate is roughly £14.60. I didn't think they even got paid. Now I want to become a nun, actually, somehow, for some reason. This is a whole
other debate, isn't it, about churches and tax and all that. But I'm not going to go into that discussion about mermaids.
Episode.
Yeah, we can't have this discussion at 11:15. We can pick this up at the Oscars.
When we watch another nun movie.
Yeah. Like The Nun.
We can wrap this up. Should we wrap this up?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing to say.
What are we going to rate it out of? Nuns.
Do you know what? Fuck it, nuns.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, this is just a pretty average movie. You can tell it was made as just like a vehicle for Cher and Bob Hoskins, and that's about it.
The Shooby Whoop song.
Yeah, and that one as well, which she didn't write for the movie. They just put it in there because it was out in the 60s.
That's strange.
Yeah, not really anything to it at all. You can tell why it's kind of been forgotten.
Yeah, I didn't even know this movie existed.
No, it's like one of those movies
I knew it was
probably really big when it came out, but it doesn't have any staying power.
No.
Yeah, I give it like 4 nuns out of 10.
Yeah. I like Cher.
Yeah. I'd say she's great in the movie, but
no, she's there though.
I wouldn't even say she's great.
No,
makes it worth watching that she's great. She's in it.
Watch Moonstruck instead. She's great in that.
Yeah.
Actually, I would 100% recommend that one over this.
4 nuns out of 10. Thanks, Darcy's mum.
Yeah, thanks, Mum.
For another great pick.
Soz, Mum. You are now barred from picking movies on the Sunday Movie Marathon.
Thanks, Big P.
5.5 nuns out of 10, because I think 6 is too high, but 5, not quite.
And 5.5 is just right.
I'm the Goldilocks of this rating system, because I do a lot of halves compared to you guys.
Yeah, I never do half.
I'm a fence sitter.
I'm very much in a yes. This is a solid number.
No, I'm like a.
So then you could just go like, oh yeah, it's like a 5.087.
No,
I'm not about that life. I like to keep it short and simple.
Yeah, I might start doing what Adam from Your Movie Sucks does, where he's like, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10, closer to a 6 and a 4.
They start rating them out of like 100 like they do on Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, that's what we do.
I see people do that on Letterboxd, and I'm just like, how do you do that? How do you calculate it out of 100?
Yeah, I've seen people do that, where it's like horror movies to see before you die, number whatever, and it'll be like 51 out of 100.
Definitely not 52.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It almost gets to 52, but not quite.
I just think they make it up on the spot as they do.
Give it a rest.
Time for the wheel.
Time for the wheel.
Spin that
wheel.
We're
doing an at-home marathon for the next one because we just have busy schedules. I'm sorry about that.
We hate each other.
And that's going to be the last one we do forever.
Yeah, we hate each other.
What do we got?
Come up with an actor one for Colin Farrell.
No, he's been on our minds too much, hasn't he?
Spoken about him too
much.
Why
would you guys
recently.
do this to me? I fucking love Colin Farrell.
We've already talked about too many fucking Colin Farrell movies.
There is never enough talk about Colin Farrell.
Total Recall.
Oh yeah, good point. That's probably
what else have you been in?
Yeah.
A bunch of stuff.
What?
LGBTQ plus movies.
Cool.
Yes.
We're going to do LGBT.
Yes.
BLT movies.
If it can't be Colin, it has to be gay. Those are my 2 criterias.
The gays and nays.
As long as you don't pick something akin to Outlaw, I'm sure we can make it work.
To be fair, if I knew anything about Outlaw before I picked it, I wouldn't have picked Outlaw.
Cool. Join us for our discussion on some LGBTQ, IA, and all those other letters. Plus. Movies. In the next episode, look in the description. I'm sure there will be there of this episode to find out what those are. We got social media. YouTube, The Sunday Movie Marathon. Instagram at Sunday Movie Pod. Twitter at Sunday Movie Pod. Facebook at Sunday Movie Marathon. Letterboxd at Sunday MM, capital S, capital MM. Remember to like, subscribe, rate the podcast 5 stars, and do a little dance.
Woo!
Anybody got anything left to say?
I love
Just as a little capper.
Farrell.
We love you, Colin. Corn rigs and barley rigs and corn rigs are bunny. Everyone. Corn rigs and barley rigs. Hey, corn rigs are bunny.
Do you know what, Chris? You suck.